time for Bethune-Cookman men's basketball. Head coach Reggie Theus and the Wildcats are here to prove they won't back down from any Southwestern Athletic Conference opponent. If you love fast-paced basketball and high-energy action, you're in the right place.
Floats it out. Oh! One-handed throwdown.
Let's go courtside for today's game. It's about to get crazy. And now here's the voice of the Wildcats, Mike Truello, on the CatEye Radio Network.
A pivotal conference clash awaits us here at Moore Gymnasium on the campus of Bethune-Cookman University in beautiful downtown Daytona Beach, Florida. It's another matchup of even conference foes on record as the 4-3 Bethune-Cookman Wildcats take on the 4-3 Alabama State Hornets. Hello and a very warm welcome. My name is Michael Torillo. Happy to have your company. TJ White joins me once again from the broadcast desk. TJ, we just saw the women rattle off a great win. It's time to see if the Wildcat men can improve on that performance.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely with an important game like this, all tied with conference position really matters in this game. So, you know, both teams are going to come out fairly even in a lot of things. They're going to come out strong, play hard, with a lot to put on their shoulders.
Let's jump right into the Southeast Toyota dealers. Keys to the game. TJ, what do you got?
So right now I got for Alabama State, you know, just, what is it? Oh, size, yes, using their size. They are a very big team, and they can really use their size to overpower Bethune. So I expect them to come in the game using that. With Bethune, I will like to see them, I want to see how they're going to play defense to stop the size of Alabama and how them missing some of their key players for defense in that size matchup to affect them. And also both teams turning the ball over, turnover margin. Alabama is in the positive, Bethune is in the negative. So that's a very important thing to watch as this game plays along.
Those are your Southeast Toyota dealers. Keys to the game.
At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota, let's go places. Lease a new 2024 Toyota Tacoma SR5 for $389 a month for 36 months. Offer valid through February 3rd, 2025. Well-qualified lessees with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. $36.88 due at signing. No security deposit with select equipment. $350 disposition fee. Excludes tax, tag, registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details.
You mentioned those players out for Bethune-Cookman. They are as follows. Brayon Freeman misses his 5th straight game with a rehab injury to his hand, currently listed as week to week. We've known about that for a while, but what we didn't know is Reggie Ward didn't play at all Corn last game. He's nursing a bit of an injury. He's out for the foreseeable future. He leads the conference in rebounding, so that's a big loss for the Wildcats, and we'll get to who replaces him when we go to our starting lineups in just a moment. The other big miss for the Wildcats is Gianni Hunt. He only averages 4.5 points a game, but he's tenacious on defense and gets you a lot of steals. 30 assists on the year as well for Gianni. So a bit of a makeshift Wildcat starting lineup, an undersized Wildcat starting lineup as well.
Definitely, you know, like I said, with the size, playing a matchup and then players missing is going to be really important on how Wildcats come out and play defense early. The way they have to stop them from scoring and, you know, capitalizing off their mistakes early. If they come out slow, this could turn into a bad one fast.
Let's take a look at those starting lineups for you. First for Alabama State, there are 2 ever presents in the starting lineup this season. 2 players to start all 20 games, and they will start the 21st game of their season tonight. It's a junior center, 7'1", from Ibom, Nigeria, Ubong Okong, and the other one is a junior guard, 6'3", from Memphis, Tennessee, Amar Knox. He's the team leader in points and field goals and minutes per game and steals. Amar Knox is their do-it-all guard. Okong, the team leader in field goal percentage at 62.8%. He's also the team leader in blocks with 9. The other starters for Alabama State are as follows. A senior guard, 6'2", from Atlanta, Georgia, C.J. Hines. Started his collegiate career at Faulkner and played at Alabama State last year, starting all 29 of their games. A senior guard, 6'5", from Boca Raton, Florida, making his return to Central Florida, Micah Octave. Octave last year at Bama State started 23 games, averaged 5 points and 5 rebounds. And the coach's son, T.J. Madlock, a senior guard, 6'3", out of Memphis, Tennessee. Son of head coach Tony Madlock. Played his freshman year at South Carolina State, where his dad was the head coach there, then came over with him to Alabama State. He's one of the top players in the conference, leads the team in rebounding, third in rebounding in the conference, third behind Reggie Ward Jr. is not playing tonight, and also has shot the most free throws of anybody on this Alabama State team. He's going to slash, he's going to try and get to the paint, even as a guard. And for Bethune-Cookman, their makeshift starting lineup looks like this. The man that's going to have to lead the way in scoring is Trey Thomas, the 6'2" junior guard from Washington, D.C. He's averaging 14.3 points per game and has put up season highs and career highs of 22 and 30 over the 31, against Mississippi Valley State over the last couple of weeks. Seneca Willoughby slots into the two-guard position with both Freeman and Hunt out with injury. The junior from Wyckonote, Pennsylvania, is in his third season with the maroon and gold. He averages 3.7 points per game, but is pretty good from three at 34.8%. Khalil Kamara slots in for the injured Reggie Ward Jr., the forward at 6'7" out of the Bronx, New York. But just don't let his height fool you. He's a lethal three-point shooter. He takes a lot of them and makes 28.3% of them, hit 2 of them against Florida A&M earlier in the season. The Swiss Army knife, the senior forward, 6'7" out of Malaga, Spain, Jesus Caballero Martin leads the team in steals and is second in the SWAC in blocks, only 3 behind Chad Moody of Alabama A&M, who we'll see here in this building on Monday night. The final starter for the Wildcats, the only Wildcat to start all 20 games this season. He keeps his place in the starting lineup. It's the junior forward, 6'8", from Las Vegas, Nevada, Daniel Rousan, the transfer from Manhattan College. And it's going to be tough for Rousan. He's going to play the 5 against the 7'1" Ubong Okong and the 6'9" Kevin Alibi.
Big size difference, definitely a big size difference.
Yeah. And the Wildcats have not had the offensive prowess that they did a season ago with players like Zion Harmon, Jacoby Hetty, Deshaun Dyson. It's been kind of a makeshift offense. A lot of the time, after Brayon Freeman went out with that injury, it's been Trey Thomas just trying to get his, and then the rest of the team picking up when they can. It's going to be about sharing the ball. A lot of ball movement. This team struggles in assists. They average less than 10 assists per game.
Yeah, definitely sharing the ball is very important regardless of who you play. And, you know, you got to share the ball because you can't win the game by yourself. So it's going to really take these Wildcat guys to work together and play together and play hard, too.
Completely different huddle philosophies. You got the Wildcats shouting, jumping around in their huddle. Alabama State, very calm, very composed. Head coach Tony Madlock in his 3rd season. Reggie Theus in his 4th season as both head coach and athletic director. And the crowd, which is approaching its capacity here at Moore Gym, gets in fine voice. We got the band in here as well. They'll be playing through the timeouts. And we are about to get underway with the second game of our doubleheader. The Wildcat women won 71-40, and hoping the men can do the same. Alabama State in the black, trimmed in gold, gold numbers, white trim. Wildcats in the white, gold trim, gold stripe, maroon piping along the stripe and gold numbers as well. Here we go. Daniel Rousan gets set to jump it up at center court with Ubong Okong out of Nigeria. The former Georgia Highlands College and New Rock Prep Academy prospect has 5 inches on Rousan.
I'm definitely seeing a difference right now in person.
Game 2. 2 teams at 4-3 in conference play looking to make their mark as we head towards the second half of the season. After next week is the halfway point of the schedule. Alabama State wins the tip, and here we go. The ball controlled by C.J. Hines. Up top for the Hornets. Here's Amar Knox. Drives all the way in, gets his shot altered by Rousan, and then a foul as Trey Thomas grabs the rebound and is pushed to the floor.
That's good effort right there, getting that rebound, getting the call early, putting them in positions where they don't want to be.
And good job by Rousan as well. Slide the feet, don't foul, stay in front.
Yeah, staying out of foul trouble is going to be really important in this game too.
Seneca Willoughby, the junior, will run the point in the absence of Brayon Freeman and Gianni Hunt to the injured list. Here's Khalil Kamara. And now Trey Thomas, who's going to have to lead the scoring for the Wildcats tonight. Martin puts it on the floor. Rousan all the way up top. 8 to shoot on this opening possession. Thomas steps into a 3. Too strong. Kamara flashes through for the offensive rebound. Rousan blows by Ocon and scores.
Beautiful move. Getting a big man off his feet, get him off the ground a little bit, blow right past him.
Wildcats take the lead. Right back the other way with a 3 is Micah Octave.
Can't give up an easy 3 right after getting an easy bucket.
He shoots
like
the
that.
3 at 29.5%. Does Octave. It's going to be tough sledding for the Wildcats on offense today. They're going to have to lock in on the defensive side as well. Long pass. Kamara tries to respond in kind and is way too strong on that triple. Three-2 Hornets early. And a block by Willoughby as he denies C.J. Hines. The Wildcats already have 2 blocks in the opening 3 possessions.
I like the way they're coming out. They're coming out aggressive. They're coming out not scared to play defense. So like we said, this should be a good game starting off.
Wildcats have to avoid slow starts. Pulling up from the baseline is Knox. And it's going to maintain Alabama State ball. Last touch by Kamara. We talk about second chance points. That was really the one thing the women didn't do very well in their game.
Definitely.
And with a Wildcat team that doesn't score a ton of points, you can't give up extra possessions.
Definitely, you got to take advantage of every possession.
But of course, being so short in this game, it's going to be hard to get those rebounds. That's a pull-up jumper from TJ Madlock, coach's son.
Boxing out will be key, especially with these big players.
So after that opening bucket by Rousan, we have a shot clock issue as Seneca Willoughby crosses half court. Shot clock didn't reset. This feels like the first true conference home test for the Wildcats. Of course, you had Arkansas, Pine Bluff, and Mississippi Valley State 2 weeks ago. Those are the 2 teams sitting at the bottom of the conference right now. And they're playing each other tonight. We'll get to that when we go around the SWAC later in the broadcast.
A lot of good games going on right now.
Thomas hits Willoughby.
Good pass.
Extra pass. Rousan, he's got all 4 for the Wildcats early on.
I love the movement that they're doing. They're attacking the paint, passing out, attacking the paint, passing out, open shots.
And I've been talking to Coach Diaz a couple weeks ago. He says he wants to work a lot through that drive and kick action. Octave kick out Knox. And from the wing, the 3 is no good by Madlock, and a foul is called against Daniel Rousan. It'll stay with the Hornets.
I don't really understand that foul, though, Mike. He jumped in the air, came down wrong, and just fell on his own. All he could do is box him out.
That's what Rousan is imploring to the referee, but the referee says he hooked him, and it's going to be tough against the 7'1" Ubong Ocon for both of the Wildcat front court players right now. That's an air ball 3 from the corner by Octave. Here's Carolero Martin. Rousan's got all 4 of the Wildcat points so far as he works on Ocon. They'll reset. Thomas lost the ball. And it's Wildcat ball after it was poked away. A little bit unfortunate there for Trey Thomas because he had the lane all to himself.
Yeah, when Rousan was down, backing him up, backing Ocon up, backing down him in the paint, he brought him right back up, got him out the paint for the easy drive. You just got to finish those.
And already a bit of bad blood between C.J. Hines and Seneca Willoughby. Seneca can get under some people's skin. He's got that kind of on-court personality.
That's good.
As it continues.
That's something to keep an eye on all night.
Kamara the trigger, and it was a little bit too tall for Martine, but Willoughby's right there. Johnny on the spot, converts on the mid-range jumper. BCU, a quick 4-0 run to take the lead back.
And they're really applying the pressure on defense here, Mike, too, as well.
Let's see how the Wildcats lock in defensively all the way in, and Rousan fouls Madlock, and that's already the second on Rousan, and he'll probably gonna have to sit down. But who's behind him? I guess Jerome Bea, David Onina, guys that don't see a lot of time.
That's not good. You don't want one of your biggest and best players to get in foul trouble early, because then that can mess up your rotations and the play style of the team later on.
First trip to the free throw line for either team. Madlock misses the first. Last 2 years at Bama State for Madlock, 13.5 points, 5.5 rebounds his average. He was the 2023 SWAC Newcomer of the Year, 2024 All-SWAC second team, and 2025 preseason All-SWAC first team. One of the top players in the conference, TJ Madlock. And he ties the game at 6. As this gym has really filled up now. Willoughby way outside, 13 on the shot clock. Dumps it down to David Onina, who's just checked in. Onina loves that hook shot. He's gonna be fouled.
Good. Attack, even though he's bigger, attack that 7-footer and put him in foul trouble as well, because that could definitely affect the game too.
Yeah. David Onina looks like somebody out of time. He loves that little jump hook in the lane, Akeem Olajuwon-esque.
It's a nice move, though. It's very effective when you practice it a lot as well. Hard to block, hard to guard.
Hit a couple of them to propel the Wildcats over Florida A&M at the start of conference play. But Onina just averaging 2.6 points a game in only 9 minutes, as he's been the third choice center behind Ward and Rousan, but now Ward is out. He's now the second choice.
Hey, you got to pick it up.
And with Rousan with 2 fouls, some key minutes coming here for Onina.
He might get more now.
Slow start to this game offensively, as both teams putting some good work on the defensive end. Amar Knox switched on to by Kamara. Kicks it out, Octave for 3, no. Trey Thomas with the board. Have yet really to see Trey Thomas do what Trey does best. Martine takes a 3, misses it left. And a foul in transition as Willoughby hooks Madlock. And that'll take us to our first media timeout. It seems that unlike the women's game, where there were not a lot of fouls called at all, there's a ton of really ticky-tack, soft fouls being called early in this one.
Yeah, because, you know, there's a lot of aggression in this game, depending on how important it is. So, you know, they coming out playing a little hard, probably a little bit more physical. They're trying to establish themselves in this game. So they're going to come out hard some calls, but they got to learn to back off because they don't want to get in foul trouble too early.
You love Bethune-Cookman University sports? Of course you do. Then don't miss Hail Wildcats Radio, the podcast that takes you behind the scenes of all 15 Wildcat sports programs. Hosted by voice of the Wildcats, Michael Cirillo, and featuring the expertise of sports information directors Bryce Wojnowski and Brian Harvey, Hail Wildcats Radio delivers unparalleled coverage of your favorite teams. Tune in to 1380 WELE Daytona Beach every Saturday to catch the show live, or listen anytime on your favorite podcast platform. Actually, the show now airs Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern, an hour before the women's basketball games. Every week, Bryce, Brian, and I break down the previous week, get you set for the next week in Wildcat Athletics, and a whole lot more. That's Hail Wildcats Radio, the official podcast of BCU Athletics. 7-6 Wildcats early on in this one. Both teams not great from the floor so far. Wildcats 3 of 6 and 0 for 3 on triples. Alabama State 2 of 8 from the floor and just 1 of 4 from the three-point line. This is going to be a low-scoring game, I think.
You think so?
Unless the numbers kind of trend that way, and if the Wildcats want to win, it's going to have to trend that way.
That's true. I feel like it could go right now. It could go either way because neither one team has really caught their stride yet.
Awkward rebound comes right back to Bama State. Lamar Knox is fouled after Onina swatted it into the bench.
That was a little wild dribbling going on right there to call the foul.
But that's the second foul on Willoughby. So now 2 on Willoughby, 2 on Rousan.
They're not starting off good with these fouls.
And it will send Knox to the line. They called it a shooting foul. Lamar Knox prepped at Bartlett High School in Memphis, Tennessee. He was a finalist for Tennessee Mr. Basketball back in high school. Verbally committed to Memphis, but changed after signing day to Alabama State. Coach Tony Madlock was an assistant at Memphis when Knox committed there, and then he followed in here to Alabama State. 0 for 2 on that trip to the line for Amar Knox, and the Wildcats still hold their 1-point lead. Trey Thomas yet to get off the mark in this one. Willoughby dribbling through traffic. Thomas from the corner, splash.
Beautiful shot.
Thomas shooting that three-pointer at 35%. But I'd like to see him drive and get to the free throw line where he's the best in the SWAC in free throw percentage.
Definitely those easy points, especially when you top in the SWAC too as well.
Walker tries to respond for Bama State, misses. Thomas gets the screen from Onina, tries to throw it back to him on the pick and roll. That leaves Willoughby wide open and misses it long.
The Wildcats are getting good shots, great attempts. They just got to let them go down, keep doing what they're doing.
Madlock bumps into Onina and scores. TJ Madlock's going to get his. He's too good of a player.
Definitely. And I see, by the way Alabama State playing, their offense may not be going out, but they're getting the nitty-gritty plays and at least going to the line to stay in the game.
Wildcats need to attack the basket and start getting to the line. Instead, Kamara will take a corner three and miss it long. Wildcats, I think, are going to live and die by the three-point line tonight. That's a great pass ahead from Madlock to just Stephen Walker to tie the game at 10.
That was a great entry pass. That takes a lot of trust, too, with your teammates.
Just Stephen Walker, another returner for Bama State. They got a lot of them on this team this year.
That's chemistry.
They go down low. Onina, teardrop.
Beautiful move.
I'd love to see them pound Onina down in the paint, let him get to that shot every time.
He was talking about that. He loves that little move, that little hook shot. Old school.
Just Stephen Walker steps back and drains it. He's got the last 4 for the Hornets.
Got it right back. Back in fourth game, just like we expected early on.
Walker didn't play a lot last year for the Hornets, only 3.5 points his average a season ago. Willoughby to the baseline. Onina wide open. It's a battle of the bigs, Walker versus Onina. The drive, the miss, the rebound for Trey Thomas. Willoughby, transition triple, kaboom!
What confidence, he shot that shot with confidence.
Timeout, Alabama State. 5-0 run for the Cats.
That's a great way to go into a timeout with a 5-0 run and showing and just getting that confidence to start pulling away.
Bit of confusion on the court. I believe it's immediate timeout. But the teams are staying up. Oh, they're going to the monitor to check if it was a 2 or a 3 from Seneca Willoughby.
Probably foot on the line.
Maybe foot on the line.
You know,
so we'll see.
Players be wearing those size 12s, 13s, you know. Got to check them toes.
SWAC basketball is here. Don't miss your chance to catch every second of BCU basketball action at Moore Gym. The Wildcats host Alabama A&M for a men's game on Monday, February 3rd. They welcome in Alabama for a crucial conference matchup. That matchup is at 7 p.m. Student admission always free, but if you're further afield, you can always tune in to the CatEye Network. It's going to be a tough weekend for Bethune-Cookman, but a really telling weekend, right? Tied at 4-3 with Alabama State. Alabama A&M just a game back at 3-4. They're playing FAMU tonight, a FAMU men's team that is much improved from last year. A really tricky conference weekend as the standings kind of sort themselves out here as we approach the midway point of the schedule.
Yeah, definitely. You know, every game you play is going to be important, especially now on with these close, tight records and stuff like that. So you got to come out. You got to come out strong. You got to come out confident and knowing to trust your teammates, because that's what's going to get you through these games, trusting your teammates.
And now with 10 teams making the SWAC tournament instead of 8, like it was the last couple of years, making it is not as big of a pressure, but it's more about seeding. You don't want to go in as the 10 seed, play the 1 seed in the first round, and have a quick trip to Atlanta in a couple weeks for the tournament.
Seriously, like you want to start off and build your confidence as you play throughout the tournament, because that determines how you play.
So we shall see what they decide. If it was a 2 or 3 by Seneca Willoughby. 17-12 should be the score. And it will remain so. So it was a 3-point basket confirmed. Wildcats on a quick 5-0 run.
Guess he checked his foot before he shot.
Yep. Wildcats need to continue to play good defense here. In a bit of foul trouble early with Rousan and Willoughby both having 2. Lots of rotation for Alabama State, but a 3 is buried by C.J. Hines.
Alabama is not going away. They're going to make this game tough for BCU no matter. Even if they are 7-0 at home, they're going to make it tough, and they're going to have to earn it.
Wildcats undefeated at home this season, 3-0. Carolero Martins spinning on the baseline. Has to put it up as he's falling away and missed it short. You want to see somebody come and help once the dribble gets picked up. Transition triple good.
What a shot.
And just like that, the Hornets take the lead back with a Micah Simpson 3-ball. Simpson, the junior out of Morristown, Tennessee.
He did not hesitate to take that 3 either, Mike.
And that means for the Wildcats, you've got to guard that 3-point line, especially in transition. Thomas with 10 to shoot. All the way in, and the layup is good for Jarrell Love. Not a lot of minutes this year for Love, but again with a short bench for the Wildcats, getting some minutes here.
And they need more plays like that, driving to the basket, making tough shots, possibly get the free throw, possibly not.
Thomas hounding Hines, who gets a screen, an illegal one at that from Deontay Bass.
That's what tough defense gets you. When you play hard, they reward you with hard defense, hard play.
And we'll go to another media timeout here in the first half. Wildcats up by just 1, 19-18. Today is Hoops homecoming today for the Wildcats as we are reconnecting with friends, alums, and the Wildcat faithful over some BCU basketball. There was tailgating, vendors outside, food, a little big party outside the gym, and now everybody's inside the gym watching some BCU basketball.
With a full belly, too. I know they are. That food was good, too.
Yeah.
I had some, like I said, I had some before I came in here. Had me a nice little plate.
And as we have throughout the day, let's highlight another BCU Hoops alum who's in attendance today. Anthony Chester played 5 seasons for the Maroon and Gold, 1975 to 1980, under head coach Cy McLaren. Was the 1980 SIAC Player of the Year and All-Conference Team 3 times. Led the SIAC scoring in the 1980 season and had a career scoring mark of 2,133 points. He was also named to the ABCC honor roll 11 times in 13 semesters. Anthony Chester, a big player for the Wildcats in the late
And
1917. Oh, yeah.
And in the books.
A lot of people forget this day and age, it's still student athletes. You still got to keep pounding away in the classroom.
Yeah, but you know what's going to take that away a little bit more? These NILs, too. A lot of these NILs give people confidence, and they forget that they're students.
Yep.
So they need to never forget that education comes first.
Yep. Wildcats up by just one, a very closely contested contest. Wildcats shooting better than 50% from the floor right now, 57.1. That's because of the driving they've been doing into the paint.
Definitely continue to do that, and trying to pick up those fouls is definitely important, putting them in foul trouble as well so that they can lighten up on defense, because if we keep picking up fouls, our defense is going to get a little bit looser.
Alabama State has 3 triples, the Wildcats just 2. Kamara in the corner, Onina down low. Onina gets in, bucket and the foul.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And the flex from David Onina.
I expect a big game from him now, especially going to be getting more minutes than what he usually do. It seems like his impact on the game is starting to show its form in this game for sure.
And he's done a good job getting to that spot, just below the free throw line, hooking it up, drawing the contact.
Nice hot spot for him. A shot that he can consistently know that I can make this.
At the line, Onina is a 61% free throw shooter. Again, one of these Wildcats like Jarrell Love, that's getting some extra minutes tonight due to some injury problems for the Wildcats, and he puts the Cats up by 4.
Stepping up for sure.
Alabama State's made their mark from the outside. Madlock slashing through, lost the ball. Thomas, behind the back dribble, step back midi, too strong. That's a possession with 0 passes for the Wildcats, and it leads to an easy transition bucket on the other end.
You need some ball movement in there. Got to give the ball around, make them work for it, make them work.
And Trey Thomas, he's an electric talent, but sometimes he can overthink things and just try and do too much.
Just let the ball go, let it come back to you.
This time he kicks it out. Martin draws a double team, goes all the way in. Oh, what a pretty move.
Beautiful pump fake. He got 2 people with that one.
The little fake 3, hezzy, stutter step, an easy layup for Carolero.
One of them easy points. And now a
another turnover for the Hornets. Wildcats doing a good job on defense. Both teams shoot the ball pretty well. Wildcats 3 of their last 4. Alabama State 6 of their last 7 from the floor.
Turnover margin for sure is going to play a factor in this game.
Oh, yeah. 2 turnovers for Alabama State. Wildcats still have yet to turn it over in the early going here. Martin, backdoor pass to Kamara. He traveled. I thought he got grabbed. But traveling is the call, and that's the first Wildcat turnover. I'll take that as an announcer jinx.
And it's real, too. That's the crazy part.
Oh, yeah.
It is real.
Wildcats show some token press. As stalking up the floor comes Sean Fulcher, the sophomore out of Brooklyn, New York. He gets the screen. Love on him. He's forced to kick it out to Amar Knox, who has yet to score in this contest. Simpson gets to the paint. Onina doesn't get credit for the block, but he did a lot to alter that shot. Oh, no look pass. Oh, Onina, oh, he missed the dunk. But a foul is going to be called as well, I think.
If he didn't get that foul, first thing coach would have said, why didn't you lay the ball up?
Yeah, he got fouled. Oh, he almost brought the house down. Shades of old David Robertson for the Wildcats a couple years ago with that rim-rocking dunk.
Started to see the whole gym get up for a second.
Oh, yeah. How about the no-look pass from Kamara as well?
That was definitely beautiful. See, like we say, passing the ball, letting everybody get a feel, make them work for it, get them out of positions. Easy points.
But now, these are the tough free throws, right? When you've just taken a big spill, got to calm your heart rate down.
Adrenaline pumping.
And he's too strong on the first one. Martine's going to come out for Jarrell Love. I love Jesus Carlinello Martine's game. I call him the Swiss Army knife. He does a little bit of everything. Leads the team in steals and blocks, but he'll also get you some buckets on the offensive end. A tenacious defender.
Definitely, all-around player is definitely very much
Oh,
useful
my
on
goodness.
any team.
Onina 0 for 2 from the free throw line as he misses everything. That's a rarity.
Especially at the college level.
Again, I think adrenaline.
Definitely, adrenaline, definitely. But adrenaline is supposed to make you overshoot, not undershoot.
Oh, so we have a double lane violation, in which case they go to a jump ball, and the Wildcats have the possession arrow since they lost the tip at the beginning of the game. That is a rare one.
Well, luck is on your side.
Welcome to commentary, TJ White. I don't think I've ever seen that in all my years covering basketball.
First, like you say, first time for everything.
Onina battling and tipping it in is Kamara. Christian Love.
And you know, when we came into this game, we was talking about how Bethune is so undersized. They have really been getting most of their points in the paint this game.
Points in the paint, 12-6 in favor of the maroon and gold right now. With Alabama State content to let the outside shots fly. Octave. Onina recovers to tap the ball away from Walker.
They're playing great defense right now.
You saw just Stephen Walker's eyes light up. Oh, empty paint, let's go. And Onina's right there, says absolutely not.
It seems like the Alabama State offense is just a little stagnant right now. They're starting to run a little bit more plays, but
big dive from Jarrell Love. Couldn't get the steal. The punishing three is not there, and the rebound is grabbed by Onina off the carom. Wildcats with a 6-point lead. Down low, Onina!
He's having his best game yet tonight.
And he's got it off of his own shot. He's got it off of misses and putbacks, and now he's got it off the pick and roll.
Definitely a factor in this game for sure, his performance.
Amar Knox hangs and scores. I think Alabama State is at their best when they're driving to the lane.
Definitely, because right now it seems like they're just taking one-on-one chances, either ISO game or open the paint up and just take it right to them.
I think Alabama State settled for too many contested threes at this point. Trey Thomas looking to style on somebody, but he's going to travel as he slips down. It is not Thomas's night so far, but it is David Onina. 12 points already.
Started out hot.
For the sophomore out of Cameroon as we've reached the under-8 media timeout. Nike is the official outfitter of the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. Gear up on the newest BCU Nike gear at nike.com/Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. Well, Trey Thomas has been struggling right now, TJ. And the last couple of games with Brayon Freeman out, as Thomas has gone, the Wildcats have gone. How do we get him to get in on the scoreboard and get some more points for us?
I say just more letting the ball find him. Typically, he's usually the guy with the ball in his hands at all times, making the plays, distributing the plays. But sometimes you got to put the ball in other people's hands, let them make the plays, and then give the ball back to you to finish. Sometimes you got to be the finisher, not the distributor, if that like makes sense.
Yeah. Well, the plus for the Wildcats is Thomas has 3 points, and they're up by 6.
So as soon as he starts turning on, like getting in the groove, maybe they'll start taking off a little bit more. But right now, the way Onina is playing right now, I say just keep feeding him, man. Even though they're undersized, he's the biggest guy on the court right now, dominating that paint.
I'd like to see the Wildcats try a little bit more drive and kick, or if Onina gets doubled in the paint, have him kick it out, maybe give Thomas some easy looks.
Yeah, definitely, especially if you want to get your best shooter open. So have him on the same side, have him near. Don't let it be a cross-court pass that leads to turnovers. So just keep your best shooter near the person that they're having hard to stop, so he has that nice outlet, safety outlet for him.
7:32 to play first half. 28-22 Wildcats, who are shooting a blistering 63% from the floor, helped by David Onina's 5 of 5 night so far.
Just hasn't been, no one's able to stop them yet.
The only person who stopped Onina is himself at the free throw line, where he's 2 of 5.
One mishap air ball.
Yeah. Alabama State not playing bad offensively, shooting 45% and 33% from 3.
Wildcats look to be in the zone here too as well.
As there's a foul that will send just Stephen Walker to the free throw line. Coach Theus loves to talk how he likes to mix up his defensive looks. Doesn't stay too long in either man or zone, or sometimes they'll go to a 1-2-1 as well.
Yeah, definitely. Makes it harder for teams to really figure you out. The more you're hard to figure out, the more versatile you can be. The more, I feel like, the more things you can run, and it makes it harder for them to stop you.
Just Stephen Walker, a 47% free throw shooter, just 10 of 21 coming into tonight, and he misses the first one long. And don't miss a back-to-back in this gym, or the more maniacs, as I've dubbed them, the student section over on the far side. They'll let you know about it.
Definitely. Air ball is in this gym. It's packed like this on homecoming.
It's funny, the gym is packed. It doesn't really feel like it from a noise standpoint. I guess it's still the first half.
Definitely, especially with the opponent team shooting, it should be rocking in here.
Yep. Micah Octave checks back in for Alabama State. He's got 3. Balanced scoring on the Hornets side. Nobody's got more than 5. That's Matlock and Hines each have 5. Thomas is open off the double team. Small ball for the Wildcats with Onina out of the game. And they throw it away. Up the floor goes Simpson. He lost the ball. But stepping out of bounds is Jarrell Love trying to pick up the rebound.
Well, I told you about them cross-court passes. Dangerous, especially in this level. They're easily recoverable.
Yeah, I know. Onina gets right back up. He's going right back in. He's set for maybe 30 seconds.
Yeah, coach oh, you dominating? Okay, I'm gonna really need you. Big minutes today, big minutes.
That's what you do the conditioning. Middle of the week, there's early morning lifts, 5 a.m.
Even though you don't play minutes like this all the time, when your time comes, you better be ready.
You got to be ready, yeah. He's going to replace Seneca Willoughby, so the Wildcats go to a bigger lineup with Love and Onina in the game. Oh, look out.
Nice setup.
Just Stephen Walker cleared for takeoff. And here come the Hornets. They're down just 3. Wildcats way outside the three-point line with Martin. He's already got 1 blow-by today. Octave says no. Martin goes with the hook shot, can't connect. It comes long rebound, and getting fouled is Madlock. He's going to be fouled by Love. That's his first.
Wildcats need to be careful with these turnovers. We don't want to get in the bonus early here and have them get easy points and easy opportunities. 1
more foul, and the Hornets will be in the single bonus. 16 fouls for the Wildcats, 5 for Alabama State. But again, it's a 5-0 run for the Hornets, and you've just gifted them another possession. Here come the crowd. Walker, deep 3. No good. Still waiting for the Trey Thomas train to get rolling here. Just 3 points in the contest for Trey so far, averaging 14 a contest. Wildcats really slow it down on this possession, and Thomas just launches it from the moon.
That's not a good possession.
No passes on that possession.
No effective offense at all that entire time.
Octave dribbles through some bodies and hands to Knox. Knox attacks, and he gets whacked by Onina, and he'll go to the line.
And then you foul them, put them in the bonus, and give them easy points back on the opposite end. The Wildcats have to continue to pass the ball, get the ball in the paint, and keep trying to hound them and get easy points in the paint and pick up fouls as well.
First foul on Onina sends Zamar Knox to the free throw line to try and extend a 5-0 run for Alabama State over the last 2.5 minutes. Wildcats scoreless over that time. And even in the wins the Wildcats have had in conference play this season, Mississippi Valley, Arkansas Pine Bluff, FAMU, they've had long stretches where they've just gone ice cold from the floor and have needed their defense to step up, especially in the Pine Bluff game 2 weeks ago, where They started really bad in the second half from the floor, and the defense kept them in it. They were scoreless for almost 5 minutes and came back to win that game.
Yeah, you never want to go too static for too long because a good team will always take advantage of you during those times.
Onina gets fouled. Not a shooting foul. It's going to be called on Amar Knox. This really long, drawn-out first half because of so many fouls.
Definitely. That's not good for the Wildcats either.
And the next Alabama State foul puts the Wildcats in the single bonus. Martin double-teamed in the corner. And a backcourt violation. Can't do that. Jarrell Love protesting his innocence, but that's just a mental mistake.
Yeah, definitely. You never want to let the ball, especially if you're already on the other side, don't ever let it go across.
Fourth Wildcat turnover, and the scoreless streak continues as just Stephen Walker comes back in for Alabama State. Walker up to a team-high 7. And he has feasted with the Wildcats running the smaller lineup, but now they've got Martin and Onina back in. Knox fouled by Onina. That's his second, and he protests his innocence. Trey Thomas trying to argue on his behalf.
Yeah, it's hard to say it is a foul. It's hard to say it's not a foul, but that could go both ways in my opinion.
And in a game like this where there's a ton of fouls, it favors the team with the deeper bench, and that's Alabama State tonight.
Definitely.
This to tie it, and the Wildcats is led by as many as 8. It's an 8-0 run for Alabama State to tie the contest at 28.
Free throws has really kept Alabama in this game. They haven't really produced any field goal points, but they've always gotten to the line somehow, some way.
5 of 9 from the free throw line before this second attempt from Knox. The Wildcats just 2 of 5. The only person who's gone to the line for the Wildcats is Onina. That tells me the Wildcats aren't driving enough.
Yeah, definitely not. Especially after that Trey Thomas deep 3, they're just settling.
Thomas drives through Horns. 10 to shoot, and the Wildcats will reset. Again, the Wildcat offense stagnant here. Kick to the corner, catch and shoot for Kamara off the side of the backboard. Ice cold are the Wildcats. 3 minutes without a point. Alabama State sensing weakness, looking to pounce.
Yeah, they're not passing the ball enough, not playing their game, getting in the paint.
Knox spins past Martin, misses the shot. One thing that Trey Thomas has done good in this game is rebound. He's got 4 boards. Down low, extra pass, Onina! Lost the handle out of bounds, and it's Hornets ball. As we head to the final media timeout of the first half, it's all Hornets right now. The Wildcats can't buy anything.
Yeah, they're getting really quiet right now. A lot of things not going their way.
Make sure you are representing Bethune-Cookman University Athletics to the fullest. Buy the latest BCU gear online at the Bethune-Cookman online store. Go to bcuathletics.com and click on shop to find the newest BCU clothing and apparel. That's bcuathletics.com and click on shop. The Wildcats, they at one point were shooting almost 70% from the floor in this first half. They've gone ice cold, no points in 4 minutes, but I'm still shooting 54% from the field in the first half. And also, it's a credit to their defense that it's only an 8-0 run. If you're scoreless for more than 4 minutes, you think it really should be more than that.
Definitely. I feel like because, yes, their defense plays a part, but they begin to that free throw line. That's why they started to come back and started getting that 8-0 run. We have to go back to starting to drive the paint, getting the ball to Onina in the paint, kicking it out, stuff like that. We're just settling too many for shots that we shouldn't take. You know, we gotta run some plays, let everybody touch the ball. We let one person just dribble around with it. It's not good basketball.
And Alabama State, they're really spreading it around scoring-wise. Walker's got 7. Knox, Madlock, and Hines each have 5. For the Wildcats, it's really all David Onina. He's got 12, but they've tried to go back to him the last couple of possessions, but the defense for Alabama State has adjusted.
Definitely adjusted. That's why we need other players to drive, so they can either kick it to them or they could go up for a layup and get a foul. So they definitely need to be more aggressive attacking the glass.
It's going to be Alabama State ball. The Hornets on an 8-0 run over the last 4 minutes and 7 seconds. Wildcats defense barely keeping them in this one.
And missed free throws, too, from Alabama State.
Yep. They're 5 of 10 from the free throw line, the Hornets. BCU band trying to bring some life into this crowd. That's a travel. Didn't, and Simpson missed the shot anyway. Fourth turnover for Alabama State. The Wildcats have turned the ball over 5 times. Wildcats looking to break an almost 5-minute scoreless streak here. And they turn it over again. Transition 3 from Simpson. Whoa, air ball. And Wildcats lucky that Jarrell Love had that one poked out of bounds by Octave.
Almost gave it right back. You got to capitalize. We have to capitalize.
24 on the shot clock, 3:22 on the first half game clock. Carolero Martin looking for a backdoor pass to Thomas. He can't finish. Offensive rebound for Kamara. He is eventually fouled.
Definitely a kick out would have been good just then, because like we said, the size of these Alabama State Hornets really is different compared to the Wildcats.
And a chance for the Wildcats to ignite their slumping offense at the free throw line. 5 minutes without a point for the BCU, and it's still a tie game.
Yeah, they definitely need these free throws right here, just to spark some type of offense into this.
Khalil Kamara at the line. Oh my goodness, lid on the basket in the worst way for the Wildcats. He's a 72% free throw shooter, Kamara.
Just in and out.
From the Bronx, New York. Applying his trade here down in Florida. And the streak is finally broken. 5 minutes and 2 seconds officially between the last 2 Wildcat points. And yet they still lead by 1.
Like you said, their defense is keeping them in this game, but I wonder just for how long can they hold down Alabama State from these shots that they keep missing.
Good switch by Onina. 3 taken is short, and a foul going to be called on Octave. Nope, it's going to be on Okong. And Okong wants to know, what did I do? And that's going to put the Wildcats right back at the free throw line for a 1-on-1.
This has been a very free throw-ish game so far. No team really consistently scoring points, just getting to the line, making or missing free throws, really, to be honest.
Martin at the line for the Wildcats. He's been all over the place. Originally from Spain, came to the U.S. as a high school student, played at Linkier Prep, then 4 years at Campbell, 1 year at Missouri, and now his final season of eligibility here at Bethune-Cookman. And he's going to get the second part of the and one after he connects on the first. Some of his former teammates and coaches when he was at Campbell spoke very highly of him when I was inquiring about Carolero Martin before this season. Said he was one of their best players for a long time.
When you're a Swiss Army knife like that, you just have a lot of things you're good at.
Now, I want to ask you a little bit of trivia here. If you know, it's fine. Do you know what the mascot for the Campbell University Athletics program is?
Campbell?
Campbell, yep.
To be honest with you, no, I do not.
They are the Campbell Camels, one of the best mascots in D1. Thomas dumps it off. Onina, the flyby, the bucket. He's got 14 first half points, Onina.
Getting the ball in different type of ways and letting him make magic out of it.
And that's Trey Thomas being unselfish, knowing it's not his night, I'm just going to pass it off.
Exactly, because Onina is dominating the paint right now.
2 minutes to go in the first. Octave gets his defender in the air. Martin alters the shot. Great defense.
That was great defense. I'm mad that he got off his feet during the pump fake.
Big old deflection. Look out, cheerleaders.
She almost ran into the ball.
You never know what you're going to see here at Moore Gym. Reggie Theus came all the way almost out to the logo to try and get his players' attention. Got to be careful with that one, Coach.
You don't want to get no tech or nothing like that. It's already a close game.
32-28. Thomas in the corner. He's going to look to get his. Misses it. Thomas, 1 of 6 from the floor in this one. Matlock on the baseline against Onina, and Onina wins the battle.
Yes, good. Just stay on your feet, play hands up.
Love all the way, offensive foul. No, blocking foul. Wow. Both teams a little concerned.
He was taking them steps, Mike.
So it's a blocking foul. Will send Jarrell Love to the free throw line. I mean, I love the aggression from the young man.
Definitely, you have to be aggressive.
And he's going to get rewarded.
Wish he would have got that shooting foul, though.
I'm not sure who the foul is on. But either way, it's going to be a 1-and-1 for Jarrell Love, the junior out of Fort Worth, Texas. 6'7", former cross-country athlete.
Cross-country?
Not often you see a basketball cross-country crossover. And we're going to see Jerome Bea. We're really digging deep into the bench tonight for the Wildcats. The 6'9" out of Democratic Republic of the Congo only averages 6 minutes a game.
He's getting some nice action tonight.
Yeah, he's going to put in some big minutes. He's probably going to come in for Onina to try and prevent him from picking up his 3rd foul before we head to the break.
Yeah, you don't want him to give him another one before you go into the second half of the game, because then he's going to be playing more timid. You want him to play with confidence.
Oh, the front end of the 1-and-1 is missed by Jarrell Love, who's only a 66% free throw shooter.
I wonder if coach is saving Daniel Rousan, because we haven't seen him since the opening tip-off.
Well, he picked up 2 quick fouls.
That is true.
And then Onina started dominating.
That is true.
Step back triple. Whoa! Misses everything. But that's a great heads-up play by just Stephen Walker to throw it off of Martin. But he stepped out of bounds first. And we'll go to a timeout with 1:10 to go in the first half.
That would have been a good play.
So Bethune-Cookman was scoreless for, over 5 minutes. They've now held Alabama State scoreless for the last 3 minutes, 15 seconds, but have only managed a 4-point lead in that time.
Like you said, this is a very defensive game right now. Both teams really, the only points they're getting is from the free throw line, make or miss. So the second half, we're going to have to see what kind of adjustments both teams can get their offense to start jumping. But right now, defense is really the tall tale of this game.
And neither team is that great from the free throw line. Wildcats 70% on the year, Hornets 67%.
Yeah, so make or break them free throws, and them very important because it's them easy points.
And we talked about that in the women's game, right? Even though it wasn't really close, right? The Bethune-Cookman being lackadaisical on those free throws can matter a lot when it comes to closer games.
Definitely, even with a big lead like that, you want to always make your free throws because once you start missing, that missing becomes a habit.
Yeah. Make sure you are representing Bethune-Cookman University Athletics to the fullest. Buy the latest BCU gear online at the Bethune-Cookman online store. Go to bcuathletics.com and click on Shop to find the newest BCU clothing and apparel. That's bcuathletics.com and click on Shop. Hornets going to run some full court press here with 1:10 to go in the first half.
Being very aggressive to close out.
Let's see how much the Wildcats have been practicing their press break in practice.
It was causing problems to them, a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
The press was giving them problems, so It really matters to how they adjust right now.
Arkansas Pine Bluff almost pressed them to death in that game. Great turn of speed by Thomas. He lost the ball, but it goes off of Matlock and out of play, so it'll stay with the Wildcats. 1:04 to go in the first.
I like the aggressiveness, but at some point you have to give up the ball. Luckily, it stayed towards the Wildcats ball.
Kamara got to get it in. He does to Martin. Don't want to get a 5-second violation. Thomas to the baseline, puts it up, no good. Onina can't corral the rebound. It is not Trey's night. Bea fell down and he fouls Walker after getting back up.
He definitely needs to give his teammates more opportunities and stop taking those selfish, hard shots, you know. Give the ball up. Like I told you, let the ball come back to you.
Both teams have attempted 10 free throws to this point in the first half. The Wildcats 4 of 10, Alabama State 5 of 10.
So whoever make the most free throws and whoever doesn't turn the ball over more will probably win this game, Mike, to be honest.
I agree with you. It's just Stephen Walker at the line. He went 1 of 2 in his first trip to the charity stripe, and he hits the first one there. Walker out of Oakland, Tennessee, from a basketball family, both parents, players, and coaches. Originally signed at South Carolina State, but moved with Coach Matlock to Alabama 2 years ago, and Coach Matlock took the Hornets job. 32-29, three-point game, 39 seconds to go in the first half. Wildcats trying to extend their lead at the break. Trey Thomas is just 1 of 7 from the floor tonight. He's going to step back and take it, and he's way off, but he gets his own miss. Fresh 20 for the Cats. Tries to dice up Octave, and he gets fouled. Late whistle coming from the back judge, but he does get fouled.
I don't know why he didn't try to go up with his left hand right up the middle of the goal. He made it real harder trying to come back with the right. But still, good job driving, attacking, and getting the foul to get the free points. They just got to make them.
Trey Thomas, his first trip to the free throw line tonight. The foul goes on to Stephen Walker, his first. And now both teams are in the double bonus, 13.6 to go in the first half. So if you're the Wildcats, make these and then just don't foul.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. It really isn't Thomas's night. He leads the conference in free throw percentage at 82.9%, and he misses that one. But he got the second one though. One more good stop for the Wildcats here. Should see them take a 4-point lead into the break. 13 seconds on the clock. Thomas tries to play lockdown defense against Hines. Knox. Kick out. 3 by Octave. No good. Rebound Thomas. And the Wildcats take the lead into the break. 33-29, at times a very sloppy first half offensively for both teams. The Wildcats forced the Hornets to make just one of their last 10 shots. The Wildcats just one of their last 9 shots, as for a while both teams were shooting up near 70% the first half. Now the Wildcats shooting 46%, the Hornets 33%. David Onina has been a monster. 14.6 of 6 shooting with 2 rebounds. And he didn't play the last 5 or so minutes of that first half. I mean, fouls have got to be an issue, right? Rousan's got 2, Willoughby's got 2, Onina's got 2. Those are probably 3 of your best performers so far tonight.
Yeah, definitely. You want to keep them. You want to keep them fresh. You don't want to overtire them early, and you don't want to get in foul trouble early. So I understand sending them on the bench, but really this whole game just really been about defense and missed opportunities at the free throw line. Definitely missed opportunities at the free throw line for both sides of the ball, and both sides of the ball are playing defense. So I wonder how both of these teams are going to come out, adjust, and just like how they're going to like take their game to the next level throughout this game and adjust what both teams are doing.
We'll take a halftime break. When we come back, we'll have your statistical breakdown of the first half and go around the SWAC to let you know what's happening elsewhere in the Southwestern Athletic Conference. Once again, your score at the half, Bethune-Cookman 33, Alabama State 29. All to play for between these two rivals with equal conference records to this point of the season. We'll be back after the break. This is Bethune-Cookman University basketball on the CatEye Network. back to Moore Gymnasium as the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats currently lead the Alabama State Hornets 33-29 at halftime. Let's run you through your scoring totals for this one. First for Alabama State, Stephen Walker has a team-high 8 points on 3 of 5 shooting and 2 of 4 from the free throw line. Amar Knox and Antonio Madlock both have 5, as well as C.J. Hines. Octave's got 3, and Simpson's got 3. And that's it, a low-scoring first half. For the Wildcats, it's all about one man, David Onina, 14 points on 6 of 6 shooting, 2 of 5 from the free throw line and 2 rebounds. His season high before this for an entire game was 8 points. We're in uncharted Onina territory here as we enter this second half, as the Wildcats ended it on a 5-1 run. Team stats look like this. The Wildcats out-rebounding Alabama State 23-17. It's tied 4-4 on the offensive glass. Second chance points, the Wildcats have the advantage 6-2. Points in the paint, BCU also has the edge 18-10. The Wildcats got to clean up their turnovers. They've only turned the ball over 6 times. They've turned the ball over 6 times. Alabama State only 4 turnovers for them. Points off turnovers 4-3 in favor of the Hornets. You highlighted in the Southeast Toyota Dealers keys to the game, TJ. Turnovers important. Both teams done pretty well. Yep, definitely. They both been handling the ball well, but they've both been going against great defense regardless of the situation. There's been great defense played, and there's been a lot of hard fouls and stuff like that going on. So they've been playing really well. It's just the free throws is what really started what's calling the game right now. Like both teams have a lot of missed free throws. And it's really showing. Yeah. The Wildcats 5 of 12 from the free throw line. The Hornets 6 of 12. So 50% and just under 50%, not really where you want to be. Exactly. That's a lot of points off the board with a different score on both sides of the ball. Let's go around the SWAC. Halftime in Grambling. It's Grambling State 33, Jackson State 37. Jackson State beat the Wildcats last weekend. Texas Southern beat Purdue 79-63. Yet to get underway in Tallahassee between Florida A&M and Alabama A&M. That game kicks off at 7 Eastern. And it's league-leading undefeated Southern trailing at the 11:37 mark of the first half against Alcorn State, 16-13. A loss by the Jags could throw a big old wrench into the table at this point in the season. And then the best game in the country tonight. Winless Mississippi Valley, winless Arkansas Pine Bluff. Arkansas Pine Bluff leads 2-0. They're just underway in Arkansas. Hey, that's a good game. That's gonna be a good game too. Somebody's gonna get their first win. Somebody gotta get it. That's every time someone gotta get it every game. And here at Moore Gym, it's 33-29. Bethune-Cookman over Alabama State. Since it is Hoops homecoming, let's highlight another Hoops member from BCU basketball that is in attendance today. Dwayne McLaren played for the Wildcats from 1977 to 1981. Played under his father, legendary head coach Cy McLaren, who the court here at Moore Gym is named after. And Eugene Richardson is also here, also played under Coach Cy McLaren, 1973 to 77. 3 times all SIAC and won the 1977 SIAC championship for the Wildcats. Multiple Hall of Famer, including in his hometown of Moultrie, Georgia, the Dominican Republic, where he played professional ball, European leagues, and Boyd Anderson High School. He's also a 13-time champion as a high school coach. Eugene Richardson, highlighting some of our Wildcat former basketball players that have made the trip to be with us today on Hoops Homecoming. We got the band back in the building for the first time this season. We got a full house. It's been a great atmosphere so far. Yeah, this is going to definitely shape up to be a good game, too. And I wonder how this atmosphere will help have Bethune, take that lead, expand that lead. They have a lot riding on this game with conference standings and all that. So I just wonder how they're going to adjust and take advantage of it. With Alabama, with all the stakes against them, they're not in their own court, in a close game, and they're the underdogs right now in the score sheet, I wonder how they're going to shape back and start getting some points flowing for them. The Wildcats looking to remain unbeaten at home so far this season. They've been very good at home. under head coach Reggie Theus. They don't lose a lot on this court, and this crowd is a big reason why.
Yeah, definitely, especially on homecoming night. This is the last place you want to take your first L, too. So
Alabama State will start with the basketball. They have the possession arrow coming into the second half. Wildcats up 33-29, a slim 4-point advantage for Bethune-Cookman as we start the second half of play. Michael Cirillo and TJ White talking you through this one here on the CatEye Network. Wildcats looking to rebound from an 0-2 weekend on the road in Mississippi last week. Amar Knox dances, drives, walled up by Kamara. And back out to Madlock. Knox from the moon misses that one, but Ocon takes the rebound. Second chance opportunity for Alabama State. And it's no good. This time Kamara secures the board.
Good little offense. A couple people touched it, got second chance, just couldn't capitalize.
Starting five back on the floor for the Wildcats. Two of the starting five have 2 fouls, Rousan and Willoughby. Here's Rousan with the ball right now. He scored the first 4 points for the Wildcats before picking up those 2 early fouls. Thomas all the way in, jump ball. It'll stay with the maroon and gold.
I'm interested to see how after David Onina had his impact in the game, I'm interested to see how Daniel Rousan will make his impact in the game after starting off strong but picking up them 2 fouls early.
I want to see Rousan gain some confidence from how Onina played in that first half. He says, you can do it, so can I.
Exactly.
Rousan against Ocon. He pulls up and knocks it down.
Speak of the devil, look at that.
Rousan's now 3 for 3 from the floor. How about the centers getting it done tonight?
Definitely. And we talked about how the size of Alabama State will make an impact on this game. It has yet to affect Bethune in the long game so far.
And they've just gone right at the bigs from Alabama State and said, we're going to play better than you tonight.
It's showing their physicality in the paint.
Knox jump stop in the lane. Rebound, Trey Thomas. Thomas runs the floor. Down low, Rousan. He's going to back down Ocon again. Flips it back to Martine in the corner. Oh, nice spin by Martine. Gets bumped, draws a double. Rousan spinning, floating, no. That's the Onina patented move. Nobody stopped the ball on the other end. Oh, it's rejected by Martine.
What a beautiful, he didn't give up on the play either.
Oh, the spin, the hezzy, the finish by Kamara.
What a move, what good defense. Come back, make good offense, come on.
And it all started with the 33rd block of the season by Jesus Carolan Martini, second in the conference in blocks.
Yeah, like how you talk about, he does everything you need him to do. Get a little points, play some defense, get steals, get blocks, everything like that.
Alabama State still scoreless in this half. That one a tough one, wide open. It was Knox, and the rim was not kind to him. Let's see if the Wildcats continue to just pound the ball into the forwards. Rousan comes and sets a good screen for Willoughby. Pick and pop for DR. Nope, not that time.
I love that shot, though. I like how he took his time, thought about it, and shot an open midi.
Transition 3, short. Nice rebound by Kamara, and he keeps his feet in bounds. (37-29), all of a sudden, from a 4-point lead, it's out to 8. Thomas all the way in, throwing it up, and he's going to go to the free throw line.
I love what I'm seeing from the Wildcats right now. They haven't taken a 3-point attempt, I believe, yet. They've been shooting mid-rangers, driving to the paint. They just got their first foul, so I love the way they're coming out with confidence right now, and they're playing their style of basketball and dictating the game on their terms.
And this is how Trey Thomas could get going, right? Only 4 points in that first half, way under his lofty standard of 14.5 per game, but if he gets to the line a couple times, gets that free throw eye in, which you know he's so good at.
Definitely that's what gets you going right there. The free throws, watching the ball go in helps so much. Just watching that ball go in can affect your other jumpers as well.
And really, all it takes for Trey to turn it on is just one of those tough shots to go down. He's like, all right, I'm in my rhythm.
Yeah, I got it now. Confidence is a real thing.
10-point lead for the Cats out of pretty much nowhere. It's their largest lead of the night at the start of the second half. And the start of the second half has usually been killer for the Wildcats this season. They've started second half so poorly, especially against Jackson and against Alcorn last weekend on the road. Pick and roll, Walker lost the handle, and it's gonna be Wildcat ball as well.
It seems like Alabama has no answer for this Wildcat defense right now, the way they're playing. They're just so stagnant right now. They look kind of like they're not playing their game like how they want to play it. So
I don't mind the pick and roll call.
No, not
but again,
at all.
Great defense by Martin.
Yeah, definitely.
Wildcats walking across half court. Gotta be careful, don't want to get the 10-second violation.
Definitely don't.
Khalil Kamara cuts hard, receives the basketball. Martin way outside. Goes inside, Rousan at the nail. Backdoor cut from Willoughby, he gets pushed, and it's gonna be a foul on Simpson.
I like basically how I explained it with how Alabama State looks kind of stagnant on offense. I love the way that the Wildcats are running multiple plays, getting people moving all around this free throw line to mix up and confuse this Alabama State defense.
And we saw at times in that first half, TJ, the Wildcats just kind of look confused on the offensive side, didn't know where to go with the ball. It ended up Thomas taking some really bad shots.
Definitely.
But right now, they're flowing.
Yes. Coming out strong from half. They just need to continue to do that.
Rousan against just Stephen Walker. Turnaround baseline jumper is money.
The bigs today definitely is going to have the best impact of the game right now.
41-29, and Coach Tony Madlock has seen enough. He says, I want a timeout. 9-0 run for the Cats to start this second half.
Definitely. And I like how we came out starting about size, and the bigs of the Wildcats showing up. Even though they're not bigger, they're definitely showing that they're stronger.
Stay up to date with everything Bethune-Cookman Athletics by checking out the Wildcats on social media. Give BCU Athletics a like on Facebook and follow the Wildcats on X and Instagram at BCU_Athletics. For the latest on BCU men's basketball, follow at BCU Hoops on X and Instagram. Lots of great content from keeping up with the scores if you can't watch the game, behind-the-scenes footage, especially on Instagram, post-game interviews with Coach Theus, which will always also be posted on there, or with Coach Creighton if you're on the women's Instagram page. So check out the CatEye Network social media channels. Let's take a look at another player who is in the building today for Hoops homecoming for the Wildcats. Freddie Cole played for Bethune-Cookman from 1995 to 2000. Under head coaches Tony Shields and Horace Bordnax, leading the Wildcats in scoring throughout his time with BCU. He finished his career at 13th all-time in program scoring with 1,317 points. He also at one point held the career mark in three-pointers made at 214. Coach Cole has also gone on to coach high school basketball, winning multiple championships. And right now, the Wildcats look like world beaters on a 9-0 run, but the response is coming. It always does.
Yes. They can't start getting too comfortable with what they're doing. They're gonna have to start once Alabama starts switching up, they're gonna have to switch up again as well. But right now, I just love the way they're playing together right now. They're playing together basketball. It's not just one man.
Yeah. But I want to see how that continues, right? Because it's all well and good. It's not like football. You script your first series or your first two series. You script the first 5 minutes. I want to see, once that script runs out, how they improvise later on in the half.
Yes, definitely. And I want to see that from Alabama State, too. You know, they stayed in the game the whole first half, but now the game is starting to get away from them as well. So I want to see how they're going to bring back the confidence in themselves to produce points as well. And I want to see Daniel Rousan for the Wildcats continue to do in this, because the bigs right now are showing off.
Rousan 8, Onina 14. They've missed 2 shots combined between them all game.
They've been consistent, easy shots in that post mid-range area.
Here's the big man for Alabama State, just Stephen Walker. Hands off Simpson. He gets stripped by Seneca. Another steal for the Cats. Willoughby surveys. Rousan again. Thomas one-on-one. Back to Rousan. Rousan spins, gets the foul, and he'll go to the line. That's just a great post move.
Definitely. Even if he didn't get the bucket, guess what? I'm going to the line. I'm still going to try and get my 2 any other way.
And it's a foul on just Stephen Walker. Now they're trying to get the bigs from Alabama State in that foul trouble.
Yes, definitely. And put them in position. Put them in tough situations. Like, okay, we bigger, but like you in foul trouble, so I can't play you. We can't take advantage of that size. So it's like there's nothing much you could do.
Yeah. Come be a part of BCU Athletics and support the CatEye Network. If you or your business is interested in partnering with us here on the CatEye Network, you can reach out to the Wildcats Athletic Communications Department at bcusportsinfo@cookman.edu. That's bcusportsinfo@cookman.edu. And there is no BC without you. Show your support for Bethune-Cookman Athletics by joining the Wildcat Champions Club today. Help us build a championship culture at Bethune-Cookman. You can donate and join at bcuathletics.com/champions club today. That's bcuathletics.com/champions club. Now, Alabama State has not scored yet in this second half, and we're 5 minutes into it. What have the Wildcats been doing defensively to build this momentum?
Well, one, they stopped fouling. They came out. The whole game been good defense regardless, but it's been the free throws that's been getting them a little bit of points. So they came out, didn't foul too much, and the good defense they played turned into transition offensive points and got them set up. And on offense, it just takes over themselves with the bigs right now.
Yeah, and the Wildcats have been doing this with the steals, right? They only had 1 steal in the first half. They've already got 2 in the first 5 minutes here in the second.
Being more aggressive, swiping, using your hands, getting your hands active hands.
Wildcats with a win would move to 5-3 in the SWAC and still be thereabouts. They would be 4th place in the conference with a win tonight.
That's good. That's good seeding right there. Good seeding.
And 2 of the 3 teams above them are teams that they lost to. So
and Jackson State and Texas Southern.
No, Southern. They'll play Texas Southern next weekend. Texas Southern always a tough out.
Yes, definitely.
RSID Bryce likes to call the SWAC basketball tournament the Texas Southern Invitational until further notice. Because until Texas Southern is out, they're always a threat to win it.
Hey, they're the second best team in the SWAC for a reason, so you can never count out any team that's playing good basketball.
1 of 2 on that trip to the free throw line by Rousan. And it is a 10-0 run for the Cats over the last 5:26. Finally, the Hornets get on the board in the second through C.J. Hines with a drive and flick. I'd like to see the Wildcats slow it down a little bit here, try and run some time off the clock. But that being said, you can't turn the ball over. Transition, Matlock scores. And out of the Coach Matlock timeout, the Hornets have responded with 2 quick buckets.
Like you said, the game can change so quickly. You can't just be stagnant. You have to do something offensively, defensively in every phase of the game.
Catch and pull up from the nail. Trey Thomas, there's his first field goal.
And as you said, that one difficult shot that goes in, it's like, okay.
Well, on the other end, nobody stopped the ball, and C.J. Hines gets an easy layup. You got to keep playing defense, guys.
For real. No, just because I score on one end, don't mean we got to give up free points on the other end.
Lead down to 9. Let's see if we can feed Trey a little bit, get him going.
Alabama seems like they switched to a zone from when they was playing man defense before.
Rousan! He has dominated the paint against Justine Walker tonight. He's now up to 11. The 2 bigs both in double figures for the Wildcats. Crowd getting loud here in Morgan. Almost another strip steal for Thomas, but he will catch Simpson on the elbow and draw the foul. First foul on Thomas, first foul on the Wildcats in this second half. And again, the whistles have tightened up in this second half. We had a lot of whistles in the first and not a ton so far in the first 6.25 minutes of the second.
I guess just a little bit less of the less body when they give.
Whoa, deep 3 from Micah Simpson. And here come the Hornets.
But with the defensive and less fouls, I feel like it's been less body and more just using your hands and striking at the ball, so you get less calls.
Wildcat offense got to keep up the pressure here. Oh, aggressive defense by Octave. And a kick ball going to be called on Octave. And the Wildcats will keep possession. I'm not sure what Carl Martin was doing there.
I think he just got caught up in the air and tried to dish it off down low.
Here's the man of the moment, David Onina, is going to come in to replace Martin. Let's see if Rousan plays the 5 or Onina plays the 5 in this set. We haven't seen them play together yet.
And I find that very interesting. Your 2 best scorers in the game at the same time. Let's see what they could do.
Thomas trapped in the corner and stripped. The Wildcats have been sloppy with the ball since the last media timeout, but Simpson can't finish through contact. Good defense by Rousan. Wildcats up by 8. They've led by as many as 13. Rousan way out on top. 9 to shoot for Thomas. 7 to shoot. Willoughby ducks it down low, and Onina lost the handle.
The offense is getting kind of stagnant right now with these two bigs in rotation right now.
Whitlock from way downtown. And it's going to be a foul on the Wildcats. Khalil Kamara picks up the foul, his second. You're right, TJ, the Wildcat offense. I said they needed to slow it down, take some time off the clock. That was when they had a 13-point lead. If going up tempo is leading to you scoring points, you got to keep doing it at this point.
They have to take their time but not stop moving. You know, like when they run their plays, get people moving, but just don't rush the play as well.
Trey Thomas is going to take a seat. Tough night for him, only 8 points. Fresh 20 on the shot clock for the Hornets here. Baseline in, it goes to Knox. Deontay Bass takes a deep 3. Oh, it's good.
The Alabama State's starting to find their rhythm.
5-point game. And they've taken a lot of the air out of this building right now. Kamara on the baseline, bucket and the foul.
Good drive, stuff like that. That's how you get your team going right there. Tough basket and 1.
And we'll go to a media timeout with Khalil Kamara going to the free throw line for an and 1 after the break. Student, support the Wildcats like never before. Bethune-Cookman Athletics has partnered with Influxer to bring you officially licensed, co-branded NIL merchandise featuring your favorite players' names and numbers. Proceeds from each purchase directly support Wildcat student athletes. Show your support for your favorite Wildcats today at bcuathletics.com/NIL merch. As we highlight yet another Hoops homecoming player who is in the gym tonight. Percy Williamson played from 1975 to 1978. Played under head coach Cy McLaren. His career accomplishments include leading the team to a 21-5 record in 1977 and winning a 1977 SIAC championship. At one point winning 20 straight games at home. He was named to the 1977 and 1978 All-SIAC first team. In 1977, he set the school record for most assists in a game with 18, a record that still stands to this day. TJ, I want to put you inside the mind of Coach Theus right now. You're in the huddle, talking to your team. You've seen Alabama State start to claw their way back in. What's the message for the team right now?
I'm gonna tell them, don't stop being aggressive. Don't lose that what got you here. Be aggressive, play hard, get to the line, let your big man eat. Don't let your lead, don't get too comfortable. You always want to attack. Don't ever stop attacking.
I agree. They've been the best tonight when they've gotten to the line or drove into the paint. The bigs tell the story, right?
Yes.
Both of them in double figures. It's not been a guards night, it's been a forwards night, both for the women and the men. I mean, with the women, we had 4 forwards in double figures in that big win.
It's like whatever. You don't go away from what's working, but you find different ways. You find different ways to make it work.
Yeah.
So you don't want to get away from the bigs, but you want to also find a different way to get your bigs involved. Like when you said a drive and kick down low. Have the defense attack you, kick it down low while you drive, easy bucket for your big. So.
No, the 3-point play is no good. Slipping down is Madlock. He eventually got it to Knox. The band in full voice, and the defense obliges, almost forcing a turnover. Bass, another long three. He's got another one.
What a shot.
2 quick threes by Deontay Bass.
That was deep, too.
And the lead has shrunk to 4. It's been as many as 13 in the second half for the Wildcats.
You see how they're just sitting there, no offense being run right now? That's them being stagnant.
Rousan misses, rebound, Matlock. You think the Wildcats would have gotten something better out of the timeout? The threes that weren't falling in the first half are now raining for Alabama State. Bass has got a third straight triple, and it's a 1-point game.
That's not good. They're starting to catch fire, and they're trying to find their life. And the Wildcats are just sitting there, not knowing what to do, just trying to make anything work. You can't just make anything work.
Kamara in the corner, Onina underneath. Can the big man get the Wildcats back going? The hook shot no good. All the momentum with the visitors right now. A chance for Alabama State to take their first lead since it was 5-2.
They're in attack mode right now.
The hot hand is Bass. They go down low. Walker, deflected pass finds Knox. Here's Bass again. Knox from the moon, airballed it. Good defensive possession for the Wildcats.
Yes. And they needed to stop after back-to-back straight threes.
Currently a 6-0 run for Alabama State, all on Dante Bass three-pointers. Bass, the junior from Savannah, Georgia, started his college career at Georgetown, only played in 8 games his freshman year for the Hoyas. Last year only played 2 games for the Hornets and got a medical red shirt. So I haven't seen a lot of Deontay Bass in his college career, but he has stepped up tonight. And this season, he's played in all 20 games, starting 6 of them. Martin back on the floor for the Wildcats along with Thomas. Love puts it on the deck, and he gets stuffed by Obong Okon. Somehow the ball finds its way to Rousan. 3 on the shot clock, no good.
And not attacking the paint. I like that they're shooting middies.
And a transition foul.
I like that they're shooting middies, but they still need to drive to the basket.
Trey Thomas picks up, I believe, his second. The Wildcats, remember, they went ice cold for almost 5 minutes, over 5 minutes, in fact, in that first half. Now they're scoreless for 2:25. It feels like the same kind of thing is happening, but instead of the defense holding Alabama State to a stalemate, it's been all Hornets.
Alabama's starting to find their grooves. Shots are starting to go down. They're starting to feel confident as well.
And still the Wildcats have a 1-point lead. Stepping into a 3 and knocking it down is Sean Fulcher. The Hornets have their first lead since it was 5-2.
That's not good. Wildcats have to find some offense, and they have to find it fast before this game gets away from them.
Thomas takes a 3, way off. Matlock on the drive. He gets bumped, and a foul is going to be called against Martin.
That was kind of a late whistle, though, Mike.
I agree with the foul call, though. He gave him a good shoulder check.
Okay.
It's all Hornets right now. Surprised we haven't gotten a timeout from Coach Theus.
And now they're going to start shooting free throws.
Well, neither team has been great from the free throw line. Alabama State just 6 of 12. Bethune-Cookman 8 of 17. Matlock off on the first. Two-point lead for the Hornets, and it stays that way as Matlock misses both. That's the second time he's missed both at the free throw line tonight.
Free throws have plagued both teams. Misses.
And going to the line on the other end is Martin. Attack, attack, attack. You've been saying it.
Yes, you have to do that, especially when your shot is not going down. You have to attack the basket just to get something.
And in the first half, when the Wildcats went on that big scoreless streak, how did they break it? At the free throw line.
Yes.
Where they are right now, having not scored a point in over 3 minutes.
That's how Alabama stayed in the game early by shooting free throws. They may not be shooting good, but they got the attempts. Now Bethune has to come back and shoot free throws to get back in the game and keep it a game right now because their shots are just not falling.
Ever since it was a 42-29 Wildcat lead, 13 points. Since then, a 17-4 run for Alabama State. Make that 17-5 as Martin goes 1 of 2 at the stripe. It's all Hornets right now, and they're doing it with a 3 ball. Ocon lost it, and it'll stay with the Hornets. And the Wildcats just haven't been able to turn Alabama State over. Only 6 turnovers for the Hornets tonight. Three on the way from Bass. He's 4 for 4 in the second half.
He's found his shot, and he's comfortable.
He's now the Hornets' top scorer, and he's only played 6 minutes.
You make 4 threes consistently like that, you get points real fast.
52-49. Thomas gets sandwiched, and he traveled.
7'1" Ocon ran into a brick wall.
This is as cold as I've seen a Wildcat team go, maybe in all my years covering BCU sports. 17-3 run for Alabama State, and it's all been off the 3 ball.
And they came out strong coming out of halftime too, but like I said, they started to get stagnant, and they lost that attack mentality.
5 threes in the second half for Alabama State. Fulcher. Ocon rises and misses. Long pass. Thomas is there. Thomas scores.
Beautiful pass.
And if getting back into this game means going up tempo like that, the Wildcats have to do it. Rousan with the great wall-up defense. Kamara down low. Rousan. Back to Khalil. His three-pointer. Off. Nothing falling for the Wildcats. They're 0 for from the three-point line in the second half. Kamara! Fantastic defense to force the jump ball.
Oh, they got a timeout.
Oh, they got the timeout
too.
They got
the timeout. See, they learned. Get the possession, keep possession, call timeout.
Ubong Okong now has 4 fouls, crucial. But the Wildcats still down by 1. Got to keep attacking on the offensive end.
Yes, they have to either get free throws or get easy buckets in the paint.
Yeah.
You want to put the pressure on them, not off them, because as you just sit back at that three-point line, their defense is not getting any pressure. You want to pressure them, make them move.
David Onina doesn't have a point in this second half. Do you want to see him come in and try and get some?
I definitely do, but right now, Daniel Rousan right now is starting to make his impact in the game, but they definitely should go back to Onina at some point, just so he can have his impact again, because he really was doing his thing in that paint.
Bethune-Cookman University Athletics is proud to announce the Hail Maroon and Gold Collective, a groundbreaking partnership with Student Athlete NIL, a leading name, image, and likeness management platform. Through Hail Maroon and Gold, the most passionate Wildcat fans and businesses can engage with the Bethune-Cookman University Athletic Program and its student athletes like never before, and ensure our winning ways continue at Bethune-Cookman for years to come. Learn more today at bcuathletics.com/NIL. Well, there was a time when we thought the Wildcats were going to run away with it, but then back came the Hornets, and we got a dogfight in our hands at Moore Gymnasium. So many games did the SWAC go this way.
Yes, and we definitely talked about it early on, too, how we said both of these teams If they both come to play today, it could be a dog fight. And we expected that coming in with so much tournament implications and seedings going on right now. We definitely came to this conclusion that would happen.
Quickly going around the SWAC, 8:22 to go in the second half. It's Jackson State 49, Grambling State 45. Here come the Grambling Tigers. They've clawed their way back up into that one. We already know it's a final in Texas as Texas Southern beats Prairie View A&M 79-63. It's a big clash in Tallahassee as Florida A&M leads Alabama A&M 22-20 with 8:58 to go in the first half. In Baton Rouge, it's halftime. Alcorn State leads undefeated Southern 39-37 at the break.
That's very surprising considering how undefeated Southern is.
And Mississippi Valley State leads Arkansas Pine Bluff 29-23 at the 3:50 mark of the first half. I know the MVSU men's basketball Twitter account will be loving that.
Who's going to get the first one?
Here, it's Bethune-Cookman 49, Alabama State, Bethune-Cookman 51, Alabama State 52. Kamara in the corner. The corners have not been the Wildcats' friend today.
Another turnover.
Another turnover. Here comes Knox all the way. Great defense. And then a foul offensively by Matlock will give the ball back to the Wildcats. Man, Carolero Martin, he just does it all.
Turnovers plagued it, but it's a good thing he plays hustle and he could do it all because we don't want to see Alabama go on another run again and then Bethune is in another tough position.
Only 4 points tonight for Martin, but 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and a block, and also plays some pretty good defense like that, stuff that doesn't show up in the stat sheet.
Definitely, because he definitely saved 2 points right there.
The Wildcats ice cold from the field, 1 of their last 7 from the floor, and 1 of their last 9 from 3. And all that good work that the Wildcats did in the paint to build that lead, they've seemed to just have gone away from it, or have the Hornets done something defensively to force them to change?
They've definitely done something different, especially going into that zone, making it harder for those entry passes, because it's not no more one-on-one basketball. So you have to make it harder. But that's why you need 1 man, 2 men, 3 men to drive the paint. Force that double team to come off your big, have that other big step up, get 2 people on you while you drive and dish it down the paint.
Cats down by 1, looking to maintain a perfect home record this season. 3-0 so far at Moore Gym, but under fire right now from a hot shooting Alabama State team. Kamara from the corner misses it off the end. I think the Wildcats need to abandon the 3-ball for right now.
They're settling for shots that they shouldn't be taking because they haven't been falling all game.
A chance for Alabama State to extend the lead. They've hit 5 3-pointers in the second half already, Alabama State. Oh, that time Trey Thomas takes it away and then almost lost the ball. Thomas attacking, dishing. Rousan saves it to Kamara. Thomas, deep 3. And nobody's there for the rebound wearing white.
Reset, take your time, set up some offense, or at least drive to the paint, pick up a foul.
Both teams scoreless over the last 2:16. It's become a defensive war of attrition like it was for long stretches of that first half.
It's like one team gets a spark one moment and then they lose the spark.
Wide open for 3, straight on, bang. C.J. Hines. Every time someone's left open for Alabama State, you know they're going to knock it down.
They're all starting to find their rhythm, find their groove, and they're shooting with confidence. He didn't even bring that ball down. He just caught it and shoot.
Willoughby trying to respond. No. Rebound, Ocon. Again, a possession for the Wildcats where the ball never went inside the 3-point line.
Not even touching the free throw line.
Way too many of those for the Wildcats in this second half. They've been outscored 26-18 in the second half. Going to the line is C.J. Hines after that drive. As Alabama State continues to pile it on.
Driving to the basket makes a difference. Even though they didn't score, their threes are falling, but they don't get away from driving to the paint, getting a foul, and going to the line, getting up, picking up easy points.
In their losses last weekend to Alcorn State and Jackson State, as I'm quickly looking up this stat. In the Jackson State game, the Wildcats got outscored in the second half. Actually, they outscored Jackson State in the second half 50-46, but couldn't upend a 9-point halftime deficit. And then at Alcorn State, they got blitzed in the second half, 36-29.
That's a total, well, like, that's a lot. That's almost a 10-point difference. And
Seneca Willoughby comes out of the game holding his arm. So an already banged up Wildcat squad that is without Grayon Freeman, Gianni Hunt, or Reggie Ward Jr. now loses Seneca Willoughby.
At the most worst possible time, too, coming down, trying to produce some offense right now. Someone needs to give this team
a really big lineup in the game right now for the Wildcats. 4 forwards and 1 guard, that being Trey Thomas. Onina back in the game after having 14 points in the first half. Trey pulls up, bucket and the foul.
Tough shot, that's a tough shot.
Well, that might get the crowd back into it a little bit. A transfer, a 3-point play for the Wildcats.
I don't like this shot, but he made it, so it's a good shot.
Now, that's a lot of Trey Thomas's game. A lot of it makes you go, I didn't really like that decision, but it worked.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
But again, Thomas, he's been really bad tonight, Trey Thomas, by his standards. But he's got 13 points. One off his season average of 14, but I mean, the last couple of games, he's 21, 22, 31 against Pine Bluff the last home stand. I mean, he's been unbelievable.
And right now, the way it's looking, they're going to need him, they're going to need Onina, they're going to need Rousan all to make plays and do something, because it's looking kind of stagnant on offense.
Wildcats still down by 3. Knox takes the step back. Oh my goodness. A 7th three-pointer in the second half goes down.
They can't miss from long range right now.
60-54. Rousan underneath, backing down Matlock. Blocking foul against Matlock. And that's his 3rd.
Once you get the ball in the paint, good things happen.
The problem is you can't keep trading 2s for 3s, or maybe not even that if you're just going to the free throw line.
That is true. Or if you're not making the free throws when you go to the free throw line as well.
Yeah.
They have to step up and apply more pressure at that 3-point line.
7 3-pointers in the second half for Alabama State.
And a couple of those threes also, just even with good defense, they're just going in too as well.
Yeah, 21 of the 31 points the Hornets have scored in this half on 3-pointers. That's unbelievable.
That means they're shooting a 3 effectively, and they're driving to the paint for the rest of those points too.
C.J. Hines is up to a game-high 17. He couldn't make one in the first half. Now he can't miss one. Rousan at the charity stripe. The first one is good. The Wildcats are in the single bonus, the 1-and-1 here. With 8 fouls already on the Hornets, with 4 minutes to go in the game, and the Wildcats down 5, potentially down 4 if Rousan makes this one. Still in touching distance. You just need a couple of stops if you're the Wildcats, and you're right back in it.
Yes, definitely. Basketball game is never over until it's over. Unless it's a blowout.
Listen, I mean, we thought it might have been over when the Wildcats went up 13 at the start of the second half, and look how it's changed since then.
They started to get too comfortable. They stopped attacking. They stopped being aggressive. And Alabama started becoming aggressive, and they became the aggressors. And that's how they took over the lead, and now they still have the lead.
Since it was 42-29 Wildcats, that was the 13-point Wildcat lead, as Rousan misses it, and Trey Thomas gets fouled by C.J. Hines, trying to go for that rebound. Good hustle play by Thomas. Since it was 42-29, that was the largest lead for the Wildcats at 13 points. Alabama State has outscored Bethune-Cookman 31-14 in that time. CJ Hines has 12, Bass has 11, and those are the two. They've gone 7 of 9 from the three-point line since that point. Just unbelievable levels of shooting.
Yes, they definitely got comfortable with shooting the ball. They definitely found their groove as a team. And it's not just one person shooting. Yes, one person started the shooting, but then everyone else backed them off that shooting.
And it's been everybody.
And then let's not forget, they still have people driving to the paint, picking up those fouls, or getting those tough buckets. So it's like right now they're feeling real comfortable with their game because they're doing it in all levels.
Hines has 3 3-pointers. Bass has 3 3-pointers and is 4 for 4 on the night as a whole. Simpson's got 2. So it's been everybody for Alabama State. And yet, it's a 5-point game. And after the timeout, Trey Thomas is going to shoot a 1-on-1.
So he needs to make both. Right now, free throws at this point of the game is crucial. You want to hit every free throw, take every free point you get because you need those points.
For the Wildcats, it's been the story of the bigs. Rousan's got 12. Onina's got 14, all in the first half. He's missed his only shot he's taken to the second half, David Onina. Trey Thomas has a quiet 13, 4 of 13 from the floor, 4 of 5 from the free throw line. Thomas has contributed with a team second high 9 rebounds. Khalil Kamara has 12 boards for the Cats, only 3 points. Usually he's a 3-point sniper, Kamara, but it has just not been his night, or really any guard for the Wildcats has not been their night. And of course now with Seneca Willoughby out with an injury, we'll see what his status is if he comes back in. The Wildcats are forced to go to this 4 forward, 1 guard lineup because who's your next guard up? I mean, they're all hurt.
And I'm interested to see how they're going to get their offense into forming during this time because they really need some points right now and they really need some offensive drives. So I wonder how Coach Diaz is going to propel his offense forward with this type of lineup.
I'm looking down this lineup, right? You've got Simeon Womack, who's a walk-on. William Gonzalez is a true freshman, never played. Those would be the next guards up.
And in this tough game, that's not something you would want to put in that predicament right now. You want to keep the people you typically play, the people you trust, and just grind it out.
Thomas rolls it off the rim. Jerome Bea back in the game for the Wildcats. The tallest Wildcat there is at 6'9". He played 2 minutes in the first half, picked up a foul and not a whole lot else. 1 of 2 from the line goes Trey Thomas. 4-point game and a foul called on Thomas. Hornets not in the bonus yet, but the next one would put them into the single bonus. So a big foul there, little ticky-tack one, and that's Trey's 3rd.
Don't want to let them get into the bonus at this time, especially with you trying to make a comeback right now. You got to be careful.
Wildcats need to face guard the 3-point shooters. It's been all triples all the time for the Hornets. They've hit 7 in this second half.
And they almost got another one, but good foul.
Offensive foul called on Okong. He's done. He's done. That's his 5th foul.
Oh, that makes a difference with the rebound when it comes to rebounding and being able to attack the paint.
If that foul is on Okong, Ubon Okon is done. No points, 0 of 1 shooting, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 blocks, 5 fouls. So
we came in today thinking Okon would leave a mark on this game due to his size, but to be honest, he hasn't really made any mark in this game, to be honest.
No points, and he's done.
He's done.
Well, the Wildcats have been gifted an opportunity to get back within 1 possession here. Now, Stephen Walker has been pretty darn good as a backup to Okon to the 5. 8 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists for Walker.
So this might actually help Alabama more on the offensive side of the ball to extend their lead rather than just focus on defense with Okon in the paint.
Wildcats go with a weave action up top. Down by 4 with 3.5 left. Rousan hands off Thomas downhill. Bucket and the foul for Trey Thomas.
I love that play. I love how he didn't just, sway out into the 3-point line, cut down, attack. And like I told you, you don't always have to be the one to distribute. Be the finisher, not the distributor.
And that's a foul on Stephen Walker. That'll be his 3rd.
Now Alabama has to play back a little bit and be a little recessive on defense so they don't get fouled out.
But I want to see the Wildcats continue to drive at the bigs, try and get them out of there, because if you knock both the bigs out, then Onina and Rousan can really go to work in advantageous matchups.
Definitely, especially how they was cooking earlier and they had to switch up their defense just to stop them. If they lose both their bigs, there's no one on the court that can stop them.
And one complete for Trey Thomas, who's up to a tie game high 17 with C.J. Hines, and here comes the Moore Gymnasium crowd. Hines, he's been the hottest hand in the building in this second half. Knox fouled, and it's going to be 1-and-1 time for both teams the rest of the way.
These free throws that both teams take throughout the rest of this game is going to determine what matters more. Even the missed free throws in the previous before then is going to matter as well.
Knox at the line, a 77% free throw shooter on the season. Tonight he's 3 of 6. The Wildcats down just 1. This is a 1-and-1. And it's just 1. The Cats a chance to take the lead. Thomas steps back, trusts himself, and a great rebound. Kamara back to Thomas. Now he attacks all the way in, blocked by Walker. Rousan through contact, gets it to go! Wildcats lead! 7-0 run for the Bethune-Cookman. Timeout, Alabama State. Well, I'm not sure what happened. The crowd is booing. Did they call a tech on somebody? Coach Theus is having to be restrained on the sidelines. That would be a nightmare for the Wildcats. They take the lead and then you get a tech.
But that's definitely a motivation booster and an adrenaline booster right there, because that can really get your team, the crowd, everything involved in this game right now.
But how about that offensive possession? A bad 3 attempt by Thomas. A big offensive rebound, both by Martin and then by Rousan, who finishes the putback. And it is a tech.
Definitely being aggressive on boards matters.
Khalil Kamara picks up the technical foul. That'll be his 4th personal. But more importantly, gives shots on the ball to Alabama State just when the Wildcats had the momentum.
Yeah, no, that's not good, especially after just taking the lead over and coming back on defense when you've been playing pretty good defense all game. You don't want to give up easy points during this stretch right now. Every possession matters, too.
The Wildcats on a 7-0 run right now. But a technical foul has been called, and the referees are at the monitor to maybe potentially upgrade to a flagrant. We're not sure.
Well, I feel like it was just really just talking. It wasn't nothing too major, but you know how it was nothing really too major. It was just like they were talking and stuff like that. So right now the refs just overlooking, making sure this game is not, or the technical foul is nothing major or too bad. But the crowd looks very much into this game right now. They were very upset about the call being placed. So now the refs are looking at it, trying to see what's really going on and how they're going to play this out. Because it's a very important point in the game right now. So they're really trying to make a good decision and make sure they get it right.
So I just took a sneak peek at the replay monitor. The official that was on the baseline after the Alabama State was about to inbound the ball after the layup by Rousan ran halfway across the court to tee up Kamara. After everybody had already gotten set and ready to play defense. There must have been something said that we couldn't hear. This is a massive, massive call.
Yes. With 2 minutes and basically 33 seconds left in the game, there's a lot that's going to happen that's very important during this time frame. And this right here could definitely change the position of the game.
The Wildcats are back at home. Another tough test against Alabama A&M on Monday night. You'd love to go into it on a win.
Especially coming off a 2-game loss. You want to get this win at home on homecoming to build that confidence.
Alabama State goes to Bethune-Cookman, goes to Florida A&M, on Monday. Let's check in on that FAMU game. They're currently playing Alabama A&M and leading 31-30, approaching the end of the first half up there in Tallahassee. Close one between two evenly matched teams, FAMU and Alabama A&M. Elsewhere around the SWAC, it's just about to start the second half. Mississippi Valley 33, Arkansas Pine Bluff 29. It's 45-44, Alcorn over Southern as the Braves try to go into Baton Rouge and upset the undefeated Jaguars right now. That's 16:35 to go in that one. Texas Southern beat Prairie View 79-63 earlier today, and Jackson State has pulled away from Grambling State. It was as close as 4, but it's now 61-47 Jackson State as the Jackson State Tigers look to solidify their spot in 3rd place in the SWAC after this Saturday night. If you missed the first game of our doubleheader, we have missed a lot. The women won by 31 over Alabama State 71-40 and snapped a 3-game losing streak for the VCU women. The men trying to snap a 2-game losing streak of their own and take sole possession of 4th place in the SWAC with a win tonight. If they don't win tonight, though, that Monday game is really important because then you're playing another team with an equal record to you, 3-5, and so I heard the PA announcer say technical foul, but I didn't hear the rest of it. Khalil Kamara picks up the tech for the Wildcats. It's his 4th personal. And CJ Hines, who's 2 out of 2 at the stripe tonight, goes to the line and will attempt to give Alabama State the lead back.
Yeah, and the crowd is not loving it right now. It is not loving it.
That technical foul on Kamara really could sway the momentum of this game. First one is good, ties it at 61. Still 2:33 to go. What twists and turns will we be treated to in the next 2:33? Stick around to find out. You never want to blink in SWAC basketball action. (62-61) Alabama State, and the ball for the Hornets.
Can't let Alabama pull away right now. Really can't. You need a good defensive possession, come back with some points.
Here we go. Wildcats play some full court press. It's Kamara playing with 4 fouls, face guarding Matlock. Now the trap comes and they get it across to Hines. He's the hottest man in the building right now, Hines. 19 points on the night. Hines goes left, over pass into the corner, Matlock against Kamara. 3 on the shot clock, 2-1, Knox drives. It's denied by Martine. Thomas puts it on the ground. It's gonna be a jump ball. The possession arrow favors the visitors. Another sloppy Wildcat turnover just after they get a good defensive possession.
Definitely should have just slowed the ball down. You have enough time to set up your offense, get a good shot, and maybe change the way this game goes.
I think the word you're looking for is propensity.
That's not even the word.
Oh, no, really?
I'm trying to say propel, but it just doesn't come out the way I'm saying my sentences. So it's like,
I like propensity. It's a good word.
Really? I've never heard that word
before. Good $10 word. It means to have the tendency to.
Oh, so you learn something new every day.
Exactly. I learned about the double lane violation jump ball, and you're learning about propensity. Possession error off the tie-up gives the ball back to Alabama State. Hines slipped down behind the play. Matlock brings it up.
Looks like the floor is still slippery.
Thomas against Hines. Alabama State with a 1-point lead, 1:40 to go. Who will be the hero? Rousan takes it away.
You better move.
Thomas. Rousan lost it. Kamara got it back and then is fouled. He was pushed out of bounds by Bass. The Wildcats got lucky. A technical foul is going to be called. I'm not sure on who. It looks like it might be on just Stephen Walker because he put his head in his hands. Wow. So the Wildcats are going to get 4 free throws here.
That's very important. That's very game-changing, too. That's 4 free throws and possession, if I'm not correct. Yeah.
Because the Wildcats are in the double bonus. Kamara got fouled. He got pushed out of bounds by Bass. And then the technical foul, we believe, against just Stephen Walker. That would be Walker's 4th foul.
At this point, very important, but with 1:30, I just have him play it out.
So Trey Thomas goes to the free throw line here. Wildcat bench is all standing up. They got to sit down. And the Wildcats got to get beyond the half-court stripe. Referee's trying to keep a lid on this game. Oh my goodness, Thomas shorted it.
He's a good free throw shooter. Those are what you don't want to miss.
Best free throw shooter in the conference. But tonight, he's been way off his game. He misses both. But now Khalil Kamara steps up. It's his time to try and pick the Wildcats up.
What a nail biter this is.
Oh my goodness.
What a nail biter.
The Wildcats, 48% on free throws tonight. It's killed him. It's killed him all season long.
Missed opportunities like that. Those are free points, and they always come back to bite you.
Now 2 shots for Kamara. Massive pressure on these. Good on the first to tie it. Khalil Kamara, the senior out of the Bronx, New York. Misses it. Tie game at 62, 1.5 to go. The Wildcats missed 3 of 4 free throws.
That's not good.
Both teams still have 2 timeouts. We could be here for quite a while yet.
It's gonna be a long minute.
Matlock missed it. Tip in, no. Rebound, Kamara. 1 minute left. Timeout, Wildcats.
They want to think it over and make sure they pull out a good play right now.
Is there more magic in the Wildcats' veins tonight, as has so often been the case through the years in this building?
I hope so, man. I mean, the story of the day is just missed free throws, is missed opportunities right now. They're really gonna have to make something out of this. Coming out of timeout, settling down, not letting the pressure get to them, not letting this energy the crowd get to them, and only worry about what's going on in front of them right now.
The Wildcats could be up 3. Remember, they missed those 3 free throws after the shooting foul and technical foul, double whammy, and they did not punish it.
Yes, they definitely could be up, like 4 points right now, which could be a big difference in the game.
All right, you're Coach Theus. What are you drawing up here?
To be honest, it's a hard decision. Our threes are not falling. They're playing a zone, depending on what they come out with after this halftime. To be honest, I would play for a mid-range shot, a nice mid-range shot, because the paint is going to be clogged. You know they're going to sit heavy on the 3. They're not going to let any open threes. So I would like to see them get a nice little midi, or even a pass to drive to the layup and kick. So anything that's not a 3. I do not want to see a 3 shot right now because they haven't been shooting.
I don't want to see Trey Thomas play hero ball. I want to see ball movement. I want to see a good play run. I want to see it go to either Onina or Rousan. Those have been your rocks tonight.
Yes, definitely. And I need a nice, strong, going up strong, and an and one would be perfect right now. So I thought they were shooting free throws for a second. But yeah, they definitely need to draw up a good play where they pass the ball around and not just play selfish at this time.
58 seconds left. It's a tie game at 62. What do the Wildcats have drawn up here? Trey Thomas has 17 tonight, but it's really been a poor shooting night for him. He takes the three, misses it. Rousan is right there.
Right there to clean it up. Or you just have Rousan clean it up.
36 seconds left. 2-point lead for the Cats. Timeout, Alabama State. Oh my goodness.
I don't agree with the shot, Mike. I really don't. But when you have a player like Rousan always there at the right moments to clean up after your mistakes, it's hard to complain, but...
Yeah, they did exactly what I didn't want them to do, which was let Trey Thomas play hero ball. It's not been his night. He's 0 from beyond the arc. He's just 5 of 16 from the floor.
Exactly.
But yet he took the three, but Daniel Rousan, man, right there.
Johnny on the spot.
Second chance points. Not a ton for either team tonight. The Wildcats with 9, the Hornets with 5. Daniel Rousan up to 16. And he's close to a double-double now with 6 rebounds.
Story of the night is those bigs. Onina came into the game, set them up, propelled them to play good and keep them in the game, and Daniel Rousan came out in the second half and really kept the Wildcats in this game, and he also helped them take the lead just now in the crunch, in the clutch.
The Wildcats have closed the game strong. A 10-2 run over the last 3:47, and those 2 points were on the technical foul on Khalil Kamara,
yes,
who, to his credit, has now played 5 minutes with 4 fouls without fouling out.
Yeah, that's good. So playing smart ball, not like overplaying it too hard, but still giving 100% effort. And right now, the fouls, the missed free throws is really starting to come into light right now because that could change the way this game is shaped right now as well.
The Wildcats need one more stop, but Alabama State has been on fire from 3. 7 threes in the second half for Alabama State. Here we go. Crunch time at Moore Gym. It's Knox in the corner. Back to the hot hand, C.J. Hines. He's got a team-high 19. Here comes the screen. Hines goes in. He lost the ball! The Wildcats have it, and Trey Thomas is fouled! Tony Madlock is incensed that there was not a foul called on the Wildcats. But the Wildcats are going to go to the line to ice it.
We need to make these free throws right here. This is where it counts. Game on the line. He missed 2 earlier for the technical shot, so he needs to lock in and make these right here.
More magic.
More magic. And he has to make both because the 3 will tie the game.
And when it counts, the Wildcats do it with defense. Oh my goodness, he missed the first one. So it's still a game with 16 seconds left.
And free throws.
Trey Thomas now 6 of 11 from the line tonight.
You can't get discouraged either.
Timeout. Tony Madlock at Alabama State. This is the equivalent of like icing the kicker in football.
And he just made a free throw just now, so now he really iced him. Missed free throws at this level is actually not that good.
No, and Trey Thomas, who's been so good, he went 12 for 12 against Arkansas Pine Bluff when he put up those 31 points, that career high. It's just not been his night. He's still got 17 points, and I say it's not been his night. But
yep.
Again, the Wildcats are going to have to get one more stop here. Best case scenario, you're up 3.
Yes, definitely. And even with that, the way that the Hornets been shooting the ball this second half, even that's scary, you know, like even with a hand in their face, even wide open, their shots have been falling. So
yep.
They really have to step up on the shooter after this next free throw.
The Wildcats from three-point land tonight, 2 of 18. The Hornets, 10 of 19. And yet, the Wildcats have closed on a 10-2 run over the last 4 minutes, have not allowed a field goal over that time, and are in position to win this game. Another thriller in Daytona Beach, but Trey Thomas about to potentially attempt the biggest free throw of his season right here.
Definitely.
Will it be a 2-point lead for the Cats or a 3-point lead? It will be 3. 65-62, 16 seconds left. Alabama State is out of timeouts. The Moore Gym crowd trying to carry the Wildcats, and a good decision to foul. A good decision to foul.
Yes. I actually like that play. Force them to shoot the free throws, which both teams all night haven't been good at shooting free throws.
And it's still just a 1-and-1.
Exactly. So force him to shoot. If he misses, get the rebound. Force him to foul you to extend the lead.
Madlock tonight, 1 of 4 from the free throw line.
Yes. Both teams been really bad today.
He got it. It's a free throw shooting contest here at Moore Gym now.
Definitely. Both teams have really been shaky all day.
Got to secure this rebound and then inbound the ball cleanly if you're Bethune-Cookman. 1-point game, 65-64. Got to inbound the ball cleanly. They get it into Thomas. He is chopped on the arm by Matlock. But only 1 second came off the clock. As Thomas, even his showboating is not working tonight as he goes down the other end and fails to lay it in. Once again, all the pressure falls on the shoulder of the young man from Washington, D.C. He shattered his career high 3 times already this season. Not going to do it tonight. Oh my goodness, he missed. It's going to be at minimum a 2-point game. It is a 2-point game. 12 seconds left. The Wildcats need another stop.
Nah, they really can't. They can't even foul this time. They have to play defense.
Wildcats set up the press. It comes in. Here's Matlock. Matlock against Thomas. Matlock kicks it out. Pass for 3. In and out. Rousan the rebound. Oh, that was so close.
Yes.
And with 1.9 remaining, the Wildcats are going back to the line. Holy cow. When they needed it the most, the 3 ball let them down.
Yes. They was hot all second half, but when they needed it most, it just wouldn't go down.
And that was Bass as well. That was his first miss of the game.
So you really can't be mad at the shot really, because he's been on all day.
Rousan, money from the line. He's got 17 now, Rousan.
And I've been waiting all day since that first half after Onina had a good first half. I've been waiting to see how Daniel Rousan would shape back and show his face in this game. And he really has the second half.
No good. 3-point game, but that's it! This one belongs to the maroon and gold. It's an epic. At Moore Gymnasium, the Wildcats withstand 7 second-half 3-pointers by Alabama State to win it 67-64. And it says a lot about a team when you can win, when you're not at 100%, when you're down some of your best players, and when your best players that you do have not had the best of nights.
And when you're not on. None of the shooters today were on for the Wildcats at all. So the fact that the bigs showed up today, being doubted for being undersized, they showed up big time today, and they both played ball today.
Well, the Capacity Hoops homecoming crowd at Moore Gymnasium certainly loved that, but oh boy, was it close.
Yes, definitely a real nail biter, a real interesting game. And we knew that since when we first came in. Both teams have a lot to play for today.
We will hear from Coach Theus on the CatEye Network post-game show. I'm out of breath, man. That's the first real big close game we've had at the Moore Gym this year. And Well, the Wildcats, they win close games at home. It's just what they do.
Yes, definitely. They already undefeated at home, and now they extend their streak in a close one. But it shows the toughness and the will that they have to stay together, even in hard times, to come out on top.
As the Bethune-Cookman alma mater finishes up by the BCU pep band, let's get you through the scoring totals. First for Alabama State, C.J. Hines was incredible. 19 points, 6 of 12 shooting, 3 of 7 from beyond the arc, perfect from the free throw line. Deontay Bass off the bench, 11 points, 4 of 5 from the floor, 3 of 4 from deep. His miss right at the end was his only miss of the game.
Yes.
Matlock had 9, Walker had 8, Simpson 8, Knox 5, Octave 3, Fulcher 3, as the Hornets rained threes in the second half, but the Wildcats kept their composure, and when it mattered most, they got the stops.
Yes, definitely. Defense was a real factor in this game, and it really mattered today. Even when things wasn't going their way, they continued to play defense, they continued to play hard, and it showed up for them in the long run.
Alabama State was limited to just one of their last 5 from the floor.
Yes.
For Bethune-Cookman, Trey Thomas, not his best game, but he still picks up 19 points. 5 of 17 from the floor, 1 of 9 from 3, 8 of 14 from the free throw line. The Wildcats could have been out of sight if Trey Thomas hit some of his free throws, but he had a tough night tonight.
Yes, definitely. Everyone had a tough night on both sides of the ball. A lot of free throws missed today, and that's something that I would personally really harp on, because those are points you shouldn't be missing, and those points that could change the factor and trajectory on the game on both sides of the ball.
I'll tell you who didn't have a tough night, though. The 2 bigs for Bethune-Cookman. Daniel Rousan, 17 points, 7 of 11 from the floor, 3 of 6 from the free throw line, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Massive tonight, especially after sitting most of the first half with 2 fouls.
Yes, and I love how David Onina came in and didn't lose a beat. We thought Rousan would make a big impact. Onina started it off first. He came in, used his physicality, used his signature shot, got to his spot.
Speaking of Onina, 14 points, 6 of 7 shooting. All 14 of those points were in the first half. He only took 1 shot in the second half because Rousan came back in and was pretty darn good.
Yes, and when he came back in after those 2 fouls, he really showed why Coach saved him that first half.
Yeah.
Coach really saved him. They said, I'm gonna keep him on Onina's plan. I'm gonna bring him back second half, and it really showed why he saved him.
After those 3 big ones for the Wildcats, 19 for Thomas, 17 for Rousan, 14 for Onina, none of the Wildcats really showed up offensively. Seneca Willoughby only played 24 minutes. He was out most of the second half with an injury. He had 5, Kamara 4, Carolero Martin 4, but again, Swiss Army knife, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks for Carolero Martin. Probably should have been credited with a steal, but didn't get one. Love had 4 off the bench. Bea played 2 minutes and did not score. Team stats are as follows. The Wildcats dominated the boards tonight, 45-34 in rebounds for BCU, 10-6 on the offensive glass. Defensive rebounds, 35-28. Off those 10 offensive rebounds, the Wildcats had 11 second chance points, none bigger than Daniel Rousan off the missed 3-pointer to give the Wildcats a lead with 38 seconds to go, a lead they would never relinquish. The Wildcats had 17 assists, a good number tonight.
Yes.
They average under 10 a game, so it's good to see them sharing the ball. And for a while in that first half, especially TJ, that offense was flowing really well.
Yes, in the first half?
Yeah, the first half.
The first half, when they first jumped out in the first quarter, it was high percentage shot making. So when that second half came, it really slowed down and they came in.
We are just about ready to be joined by Coach Theus here on the CatEye Network post-game show. Having some cord issues here at the desk.
We're good.
Coach Theus joins us now on the Wildcat post-game show. Coach, we talk about it all the time. More magic. It happens again, and the Wildcats win a close one at home.
Well, it's a tough one because we were 17 for 35 from the free throw line. Usually you don't win those games.
Yep.
But we did what we had to do down the stretch. We're so banged up. I've got my power forward playing point guard. It's tough, man. But, they gutted it out. It's a team effort, team win, and a much-needed win for us because right now, with the injuries that we have, which is many, you know, we have to sustain until the end of the season when we get a couple of guys back. And then our goal is to be at least in the 6th position going into conference tournament.
In the second half, y'all started really well, got up to a 13-point lead, and then they started hitting the threes. They hit 7 threes in 9 attempts. How do you keep your team composed when the opponent is on a heater like that?
Well, the one thing you know about the SWAC, and I tell my guys constantly, teams are not going to stop. They're not going to quit. They're going to play to the buzzer, and you got to guard. You can never think that you're up by 13 in the second half that's safe. But when you look at the score, you know, and we killed them on the boards. We got the ball inside. Paint touches were 32 to 16. Those are huge. You know, we had help off the bench. Happy for Dave, who played a tremendous game early in the first half when we got in foul trouble. So when you think about the team, you think about where we are, it's next man up, and everybody's got to grind together.
We often talk about your teams as being guard-focused offensively, but if all the guards are hurt, you got to turn somewhere else, and Rousan and Onina really stepped up tonight. Rousan with 17, Onina off the bench with 14. Talk about the centers.
We have the best 5 men in the league, and we got to throw them the ball. It's that simple.
Talk about struggles from the free throw line. I mean, it's been all year for you guys, and then even Trey Thomas had a rough night. You say he had a rough night, he had 19 points, but 8 of 14 from the free throw line, missed a couple to keep the game interesting down the stretch. How do you keep your guys motivated when they're having an off night?
Well, listen, I always tell our guys, who are you when your shot's not falling? That is a big statement. Who are you when your shot's not falling? That doesn't mean you can't contribute. If you're only as good as your jump shot, you're not very good.
Another team coming in Alabama A&M on Monday night. Really big, great center play. They lead the league in blocks. How are you going to attack that? That's different from tonight.
Not going to change. Not going to change.
All right, Coach. Thank you so much for your time. Congratulations on the win. Once again, the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats win at home. They keep their home record perfect at 4-0. Bethune-Cookman 67, Alabama State 64 as they win this one tonight. TJ, your final thoughts on this game that went back and forth, and as so often happens in this building, the Wildcats come out on top.
Yeah, it was definitely back and forth, very interesting and a nail-biter. But I say what really caught my eye is, you know, grit, you know, fighting through the end, both teams not giving up ever, even when the lead got away from them, when they was down a good amount of time, they both fought. And we knew this was going to be a tough game coming in. So I'm glad to see both teams fight, and I'm glad that the Wildcats, a little biased, I'm glad the Wildcats came out today with the win and they play hard.
I mean, we are the CatEye Network. We can be a little bit biased.
Yeah, we can.
For the Wildcats, they improved to 8-13 overall, 5-3 in the SWAC. That puts them provisionally in 4th place tonight. They beat Alabama State, who was in 4th place coming into tonight. They'll be tied with Florida A&M on record should they win against Alabama A&M. That game currently 42-33 Rattlers leading, but since the Wildcats have the tiebreaker over the Rattlers, that puts them into 4th place. And you said you really want to get top 6 going into that tournament because that means you get a bye through that first round and get to rest an extra couple of days. For the Wildcats, they get Alabama A&M on Monday night. As I mentioned with the interview, another team that's really big. They lead the SWAC in blocks. They've got a lot of really talented forwards as well. Coach Thea said nothing changes. But I think some things have to change, right? What in your mind has to change on Monday if the Wildcats want a cleaner game than they had tonight?
I say one thing that's going to have to change is making free throws. You know, like he said, you don't usually win games when you shoot like that from the free throw line, so you really need to clean that up. So that's number 1. Number 2, not being stagnant and stop like, you know, stop having that attack mentality. Like what Coach Thea said, no team in the SWAC is ever going to stop. They're always going to keep attacking over and over again. And when we get the lead, we stop attacking. We get a little laid back. We get comfortable. So we always got to have that attack mentality, especially going into the tournament where teams are trying to get the specific seeds that they want.
Once again, the Wildcats win 67-64. The women romped to victory over Alabama State 71-40. It's a sweep on a Saturday for the Wildcats, a second straight home sweep in as many weekend home series on Saturday afternoon and evening. That'll do it for us here at the CatEye Network. For TJ White, here with me at the broadcast desk, producers Lee and Raphael, and our entire CatEye Network student crew here at Moore Gymnasium. My name is Michael Torello. Thank you so much for listening all afternoon long, and we'll see you on Monday night as the Wildcat men try and sweep the weekend. We'll see you next time.